Marlins on Deck on Fox Sportsnet has been brought to you in part by Buick. Real luxury at an affordable price. Buick, it is all good. Well, opening day around Major League Baseball started off Sunday night, some games yesterday, and here on Tuesday this will be the final game to open up the Major League season. Some other games though going on, and Barry Bonds is starting off like he left off a year ago. 73 home runs a year ago. Barry is at 2 already in the game today as the Giants beat the Dodgers 9-2. It was a 5 RBI day for Barry Bonds. Richie Sexton off to a good shot, leading the Brewers to a road win, and Astros field 6-2, a homer and 2 RBIs for Sexton. Marlins and Expos, of course, will get going in a few minutes right here. Dempster and Vasquez. The Padres and the D-backs will play Game 2 of their series at 8:35 tonight. American League action, the Tigers and Devil Rays just getting going there in the first inning. Rangers and A's later tonight in Oakland, and the Indians and Angels will play Game 2 of their series later tonight. White Sox and Mariners close out the AL schedule tonight. We're getting set. Opening night moments away. Thank you for joining us for Marlins on Deck. Ryan Dempster and the Fish start the season next.
Announcing free long distance and free roaming.
A couple of steps forward.
All you have to do is be on our network, or it becomes somewhat less than free.
Little to the right.
How big is our network?
Not that far.
It's nationwide.
One step back, please.
How wide is nationwide? Well, it depends on where you are in the nation. Some nations are smaller than others.
A little to the left.
And that's true anywhere in America.
Perfect.
Heard enough? Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
Where's anywhere?
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
Baseball begins with a bang. Floyd and the Marlins. Opening day 2002. Marlins Expos. Tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Gary Sheffield reveled in the attention stardom brought, but it endangered himself and his loved ones.
There was supposed to be a hit out of my life.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. It's comedy, commentary, scores, and highlights. Tonight at 10.
Jeff Torborg has gone from managing a young team north of the border to leading an up-and-comer in South Florida. He knows he's got the pitching, but the key for the Marlins may be an offense that has explosive potential. Hey, let the games begin. Opening night is coming right at you. En direct de Montréal, Horizon, Fox Sports Net. Live from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Fox Sports Net presents Florida Marlins Baseball. Tonight in the season opener, the Marlins take on the Montreal Expos in the first of a 3-game series. And hello, everyone, and welcome to a season of Marlins Baseball here on Fox Sports Net, our first of 96 telecasts, and along with Tommy Hutton, I'm Len Kasper. Well, there are lots of high expectations all around baseball, and that is the case, of course, in South Florida. This team hopefully can hit, but it might come down, as always, Tommy, to pitching and defense, and they've got some pretty good starters.
Well, I'll tell you that, and welcome to Marlins Baseball.
Thank you.
Len Kasper. All right, let's talk about those starters. You think about the Marlins, you think about Dempster, we'll see him tonight. A.J. Burnett, he was happy just to get through spring training healthy. He had 32 strikeouts. Brad Penny, in his spring training outings, 20 innings, walked only 1 batter. Josh Beckett seemed to kind of just cruise through the spring, getting ready for the season. And the late acquisition of Julian Tavares, a guy who's pitched in almost 400 Major League games, gives the Marlins a veteran, a guy who can start in both reliefs. So the starting pitching is the foundation for the Marlins.
And Josh Beckett will be the number 5 starter. Julian Tavares will open in Philadelphia on Friday. Well, it's great to have with us here at 2002 our pregame host, and he'll also be roving around during the game, Craig Minervini. Let's go down to Craig.
All right, guys, a festive atmosphere on the field as they're wrapping up the Canadian anthem. You can hear this crowd of better than 35,000. There are Expo fans from all ages here celebrating 1969 when they broke into the league to right now where Frank Robinson takes over this young but talented team. I'll be around here to tell you all the goings-on around the field, in the crowd, some celebs here, and much more all season long here at Fox Sports Net. Guys, great to be with you, enjoying it. Back to you. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
That sounds good, Craig. We look forward to working with you. And will this be the final opening day in Montreal Expos history? That remains to be seen. Let's take a look at the Toyota pitching matchup for tonight, and it's a battle of a couple of good friends. Ryan Dempster makes his second straight opening day start for the Marlins. He's coming off a 15-win season. The key for him, control this year. And for the Montreal Expos, Javier Vasquez, a 16-game winner last year in a breakout season. He's 5-1 overall versus the Florida Marlins. We'll have the lineups in the first pitch of the 2002 season in a moment. And Florida Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealers. Get the feeling. Toyota. By Pennzoil. We're driving protection. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
Velocity set. Location direct TV. All systems are go. The rocket is ready. Roger. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a strikeout. 12 minutes past the hour. Outstanding. Hang another K.
We're talking about $2 million. Go!
For these 6 teams, the biggest challenge won't be winning the money.
You're fine!
It'll be surviving the race. Rat Race.
Now playing on Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Sportsnet.
And welcome back live at Olympic Stadium here in Montreal for the opener tonight between the Marlins and the Expos. And we'll give you the Florida Marlins starting lineup for opening day, but a little twist on it. Let's let the manager, Jeff Torborg, intro his starting 9.
Hi, I'm Jeff Torborg, manager of the Florida Marlins, and here is your lineup for your Florida Marlins. Leading off and playing second base, Luis Castillo. Batting second and playing center field this year in the second spot, Preston Wilson. We'll see how this works. Get all that power and that speed in the second spot. The number 3 hitter, Clifford Floyd. We all know what he can do. Number 4 will be Mr. Kevin Millar playing right field. The man of many looks, pants up, pants down. The 5th hitter will be an outstanding third baseman in Mike Lowell, as everyone is aware of what kind of player he is. Number 6 spot, Derek Lee, the man who sometimes is unappreciated because he's so quiet, but he's so professional. Batting in the 7th spot and playing shortstop, the phenom of the spring, Alex Gonzalez, who's really gotten this game together. And batting 8th, catching, because Charles Johnson at this point is rehabbing, and of course the presence of the catching lineup in the National League will be back at least by next week, is Mike Redmond, who has been an outstanding backup catcher for so many years. Very pleased that he is in there for me. And of course the starting pitcher, Ryan Dempster, who announced that he would be the starting pitcher on the second day of camp, and we had a lot of fun with that. But that sounds like a pretty good lineup to me.
And Jeff Torborg, the former broadcaster with the good pipes, and there's the opening day starter. And we understand that Ryan Dempster is the first Canadian-born Major League pitcher to start on opening day in the country of Canada.
Well, and as Jeff Torborg talked about, Ryan Dempster made that known early in camp that he wanted to be the opening day starter. Second time in a row that Ryan has opened up the season. This, the 10th season for the Marlins, only the second time the Marlins have opened the season on the road. They did so back in 1994 when they opened the season in Los Angeles.
And a very good crowd on hand here tonight, and unless you discount, might have to discount the final game here in 2002, but this will probably be the biggest crowd of the season for the Expos.
I would think so, and I guess we are regressing and going back to finishing up the season, the series here in Montreal. I would think for the 3 games that the Marlins played the Expos in that season series toward the end of the year, was about 9 or 10,000 people. So this is a terrific crowd. They've had a fantastic pregame festivities. They had all the players announced position-wise on little platforms at their positions. They've really done a nice job this evening.
And the Montreal Expos under manager Frank Robinson, the Hall of Famer, now take the field for the first time here in 2002. As you get a look at their opening day starter, right-hander Javier Vazquez.
Well, this is the guy who's one of those top young pitchers. You put him in the same category as a Brad Penny and a Ryan Dempster. Just 25 years of age, 16 wins last year, could have had more. You remember he was hit in the eye socket by a fastball from Ryan Dempster late in the year. He's 5-1 lifetime against the Marlins, and the reason he's successful, Javier Vazquez possesses an excellent fastball. He has tremendous command, not only of the fastball, but of his curve and his changeup. Last year, in 223 and 2/3 innings, he had 208 strikeouts and just 44 walks. So he's around the strike zone. We'll check out the defense, and as you look at the defense, we'll hop around the infield. It's new turf here at Olympic Stadium. There's the big guy at first base, Lee Stevens. At second base, some question whether Jose Vidro would start. He got banged in the shoulder the other day, but he's in the lineup. Their shortstop is their Gold Glover. Last year, just 11 errors, Orlando Cabrera. And at third base, a newcomer. He was traded in spring training, joined the Expos, Chris Truby. He was the opening day third baseman for Houston last year. Brad Wilkinson, the Florida grad, the guy who set all kinds of records up in Gainesville, he's in left field. The center fielder's Peter Bergeron. They want to see him make a little more contact. Playing defense is no problem for Bergeron. And one of the most popular players the Expos have is their right fielder, Vladimir Guerrero. He can do it all. He's a tremendous athlete. He does, though, make some very erratic errors. He made 12 errors last year as a right fielder. So the defense is set. Vazquez is ready to work to the catcher. Barrett will be behind the plate, and we're about ready to go. This game here is the last game to open the season. Everybody else has played or at least started.
And there's Frank Robinson. He was essentially appointed by Major League Baseball in early February to manage this ball club here in 2002. Now, partner, are you ready to get it rolling here?
I'm ready. There's been a whole lot of other things talked about. I'm ready for some baseball.
Jeff Torborg managed the Expos last year, replacing Felipe Alou. And we are just about set for baseball. And the first pitch from Javier Vazquez is fouled away by Luis Castillo. Those are his numbers from last year. Certainly wants to pick up that average a bit. The most important number for him is on-base percentage. And the 0-1 stays high on a fastball. Behind Castillo is Preston Wilson. An interesting move by Jeff Torborg. We'll see how it works early on. That one foul tip. And it's now 1-2.
Yeah, I think Preston just has to keep in mind that he's still a productive hitter. He doesn't want to put himself in that number 2 category. Just swing the bat the way he normally can. That's what Jeff Torborg's been telling him all spring.
Castillo, the switch batter, batting left-handed. And the 1-2. And a base hit. A leadoff single for Luis Castillo. That's a good start.
And it is, and for a pitcher who's been tough on the Marlins, we talked about Vazquez 5-1 in his career. Luis Castillo came into this at bat hitting .417 against Vazquez. Just pesky, and you're right, you want Luis Castillo to have that on-base percentage over 400 or in the high 300s if possible.
So he's at first with nobody out for Wilson. And after leading baseball with 62 steals 2 years ago, Louis with just 33 last year. He'd like to up that total again. And Jeff Torborg has told us he wants to run. Might be tough going tonight with Vazquez on the mound. He's got a very quick move to home plate. Doesn't take a whole lot of time.
Plus a pretty quick fastball to the plate.
Yeah, that helps.
thing you want to do with Vasquez, if you can, and if you can determine if he's going to throw a breaking ball, a changeup, or a curveball, that's the pitch you want to go on.
Preston had a very good spring, 328 average, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. After tonight, we probably won't refer to the spring numbers the rest of the season.
That's a good point. This will probably be the only night we do that. Except for the pitchers, each starter as they come in.
Right. Castillo with 1 foot on the turf, not going, swung on and fouled away. He was out in front of that one.
That's always a good judge for a fan watching the game, especially on AstroTurf when you have the dirt cutouts. When you see that runner get 1 foot on the carpet, that's a good sign that he has a pretty good lead.
Castillo thought about going, and it's blooped over Lee Stevens into foul ground.
Just thinking about getting that 1 foot on the carpet. The Marlins have a guy over in their dugout who did that quite a bit for the Montreal Expos in the early 80s. Tim Raines.
You know, one of 5 players to have 800 or more steals in his career. And he was the guy, he and Rickey Henderson, in the early 80s, leading baseball every year. Quick throw over there, and Luis is back. A ball and 2 strikes to Wilson. On the ground, flipped, and he bobbled it. And Vidro makes the play at first.
Take a look at the coaches on the lines. At third base is Ozzie Guillen. We'll be seeing Ozzie all year, giving signs, waving runners. And over at first base, Perry Hill not only works tremendously with the infielders, but Perry's the first base coach. And I think we'll see both teams, Len, have a little bit of the bobbles in this series. This is the first time both teams will be playing on turf. All spring they're playing on grass. And this is new turf, so even the Expos that were here last year are getting used to this new surface.
So here's Cliff Floyd. He did not have a very good spring. We won't even read you the numbers because they don't matter. But suffice it to say, he did not show much power, didn't hit for average, and he was just trying to get himself ready to go by tonight. And he's got a bit of a new look down there with those pants right around his ankles, the bottom of the pants. And he said, well, just got to try something different.
He's allowing for shrinkage.
As long as he doesn't step on him with his back heel, he'll be all right. That's kind of a new thing, isn't it? The
now
George Hendrick thing.
You throw a blue blazer on, and it's a nice outfit.
2 balls and no strikes to Floyd. Runner at second with 1 out. And Vasquez being very careful with Cliff Floyd. Cliff has not had a whole lot of success against Vasquez. 3 for 21. Barrett sets up in the outside corner, and he missed it. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Floyd.
Now Javier Vasquez pitched Cliff Floyd as if he didn't know those spring numbers.
Well, I have the feeling that the Marlins may work to Vladimir Guerrero in a very similar manner, regardless of the situation.
Yeah, Jeff Torborg talked a little bit about that yesterday during the workout.
So Kevin Millar now, the cleanup hitter, right fielder. And he swings, and it's a high fly ball to right. Guerrero barely had to move. Castillo tags up, but he's going to hang on right there. Guerrero's got one of the best guns in all of baseball, if not the best.
Yeah, he had 14 assists last year. We talked about him being a little erratic at times. He will throw some balls away. But you don't want to run unless you know you can definitely make it against Guerrero.
2 outs now for Mike Lowell. Mike hit .224 with a couple of home runs, drove in 9 during the month of March. He and Millar are good examples of guys who won't hit a ton of home runs, but hopefully will drive in at least 100. In this day and age, it's rare to see guys hitting under 20 home runs and driving in 100.
Yeah, Mike Lowell, 3 RBIs on the last day of the season to reach that century mark.
Boy, 100 feels a whole lot better than 99, doesn't it, in the offseason?
Sounds better, looks better.
You know, the Marlins did not make a lot of offseason moves. They just tweaked their roster a bit. In fact, most of the activity came in the final week of spring training. But Larry Beinfest and Jeff Torborg are counting on the improvement internally of this roster. And that's always, I think, the most important thing. Teams like the Mets, some other teams will make a lot of moves, but oftentimes it's the guys you already have who just need to be a little bit better every year. And if the Marlins position players come together, they're going to have a pretty good offense. Here's the 1-2. Stayed alive.
One thing Mike Lowell has shown over the last couple of years, he's a terrific 2-strike hitter, good hitter with 2 out and men in scoring position. And that's why, even though he might not hit 25 or 30 home runs, he's always going to be around that 100 RBI mark.
Here we go again. Same result. Seems to me Tommy Vasquez is one of those guys, and there are a lot of them in baseball now, where you get 2 strikes, you just got to fight and battle, just stay alive till you get something you can put the bat on.
Well, one of the reasons he has 3 weapons that he can get you out on. He can throw the fastball. He's thrown 2 fastballs in a row. He can get you with the curve or the changeup.
Right field, long run for Vladimir Guerrero, and he's got it in foul ground in the bullpen area. Long running foul catch by Guerrero. Middle of the first, no score.
At Toyota, not all SUVs are built the same. They each happen to be quite amazing in their own way. There's the adventurous 4Runner, Highlander, the SUV with a car-like ride, the RAV4, stylish and fun, and Sequoia, the V8 that seats 8. You're going to find the SUV you're looking for, even if you're not sure which one that is. Now choose $1,250 cash back or 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on every new 4Runner. That's right, $1,250 cash back or 1.9% APR on 4Runner.
Tina?
Hi, you must be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
Wherever your decorating ideas come from, this is the place to bring them. Sherwin-Williams, the store that makes it easy for you to get your project going. From the latest techniques, to the right paint, to the design ideas you're looking for, we make it easy for you to make your home beautiful. Want to get yourself from dreams to done? Ask how, ask now. Williams.
Let's take a look at the Montreal Expos opening day starting lineup. It'll be Peter Bergeron, the center fielder, to lead it off. Jose Vidro, the switch batting second baseman, bats second. Vladimir Guerrero actually had a down year at 307, 34 homers, and he drove in 108 last year. Orlando Cabrera, very rare you see a shortstop as a cleanup hitter, but he's there. Lee Stevens plays first base. Chris Truby's over at third, the former Astro. Brad Wilkerson is in left. It'll be Michael Barrett behind the plate and Javier Vasquez on the hill. And Ryan Dempster starts Peter Bergeron with strike one.
So important, Len, for Ryan Dempster to come out throwing strikes, and he's fired a couple of fastballs right in the zone to get ahead 0-2. He wants to bring down the walks this year. He had 112 last season. But a couple of right-handers between Ryan Dempster and Brad Penny. They went 9-0 against the Expos last year. Ryan was 5-0 in his career against Montreal.
And he strikes out Bergeron. Mike Redmond will have to throw on to first for the first out.
Well, let's take a look at the defense for the Marlins tonight. The potential Gold Glover Derek Lee at first base. Luis Castillo, the second baseman. Alex Gonzalez had a solid springs at short. Mike Lowell is the third baseman. Very solid. Cliff Floyd will roam in left. Preston Wilson will do the same in center. Kevin Millar, the right fielder, and Mike Redmond doing the catching, with CJ rehabbing in close down in Florida.
Jose Vidro swings at the first offering and fouls it back into the seats. And we may see Charles Johnson on Saturday in Philadelphia. A lot of it depends on not only how he plays in a couple of minor league games this week, but also the weather in Philadelphia. If it's too cold, they might just wait until Monday's opener against these Expos.
I think he may see a little action in Jupiter in a ball game in the Florida State League.
Jose Vidro was hit by a pitch by Josh Towers of the Orioles in spring training, and hit him on the shoulder blade. And the MRI was inconclusive, but he thinks there's a bit of a crack there, so there was some thought that he might start the season on the DL. But obviously he was well enough to play tonight. Two balls, two strikes to Vidro.
Talking to Ryan Dempster yesterday about the importance of his slider, and it's even more important, and he knows this, depending upon the count. If he's ahead in the count, that slider to a hitter is much more nasty than when he's behind in the count. And he was saying last year there were times when he'd look at some of the games that he pitched, and the slider would be the same, but it was a matter of the count being different, and that allowed the hitters to hit that slider.
2-2, looked like that slider, grounded to second, and Castillo makes the play. 2 up, 2 down for the Expos.
And I think the other thing that Ryan wants to erase from his mind is all the doubt and all the questions about his control after hitting Javier Vasquez in the eye socket in that ball game last year, right here at Olympic Stadium.
Yeah, Ryan said that his struggles in the aftermath, not only that night, but in his final few starts, had nothing to do with that pitch. But he had 2 no decisions after that night, and then a big loss at Atlanta to end the season. Big swing and a miss by Guerrero. You talk about raw talent, power, and every baseball skill, he's got it all. Off the end of the bat, Derek Lee will take it unassisted, and a 1-2-3 start for Ryan Dempster here in 2002.
Hey, free long distance? No roaming. Nationwide. Lots of minutes. Yeah. Of course you have to be on our network, not their network, or something in some places.
Don't get trapped. Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
be. We don't be without charges. There will be charges when the...
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
It's time to play.
Over the years, I've played my fair share of strings. One of my favorites is this Ryobi I got at Tractor Supply. And with a full line of string trimmers, Husky and Cub Cadet riders, leaf blowers, Troy-built tillers, and all the lawn tools you can imagine, it just isn't spring in my yard without a trip to Tractor Supply. You want me to play that one again for you?
Tractor Supply, for 1 acre or 1,000, will help you get the job done.
Dehydration. It can't be predicted. It can be prevented. Nothing has been tested and proven to hydrate athletes better or faster. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Don't miss Cliff Floyd and the Marlins as they take another crack at Vladimir Guerrero in the Expos Thursday night. The action begins at 6:30 with Marlins on deck, immediately followed by the main event. Marlins and Expos Thursday at 7 here on Fox Sports Net. Second inning here from Olympic Stadium. It'll be Lee, Gonzalez, and Redmond against Javier Vasquez, and it's strike one to Derek Lee. Derek batting sixth tonight. And the 1-0. Fastball is fouled away.
Yeah, I think you can also start making your plans for that home opener on Monday night against the Montreal Expos.
Gates open at 5:30. It's a 7:05 start. Fastball is ripped into deep center field. Back goes Peter Bergeron, and it is way out of here. Mark it in your books, the first run of the 2002 season, and it comes off the bat of Derek Lee. Wow.
And it comes off his bat with a boom. He took a fastball straight away center field. Derek Lee has homered off Vasquez. Came into that at bat 6 for 21 with a home run. This is number 2 against the tough righty. There's the fastball up in the zone, and that's a pitch sometimes it gives Derek some trouble. He stayed on top, had a solid swing.
So it's 1-0 Florida. Derek gets a good hand from his teammates in the clubhouse. These guys were very antsy yesterday. Had an exhibition game scheduled for Sunday in Huntsville, Alabama against the Milwaukee Brewers, and that game was rained out. In fact, the guys didn't even put on their uniforms because it rained from the minute we landed till the minute we left. So they've been off for a couple of days, and I was talking to Eric Owens yesterday. He said, let's get it on.
Well, it was kind of nice for the fans in Huntsville who came out to see the Marlins and the Brewers. Both teams spent a lot of time, a little over an hour, in an autograph session. So the fans got to get up close and personal.
Alex Gonzalez strikes out. First K of the night for Vasquez. He went fishing on that one.
Well, when he gets ahead, Vasquez can utilize that breaking ball. And he really expands that strike zone, and that's something that has always been a problem with Alex Gonzalez. He needs to hit early in the count. He's an easier out when he has 2 strikes on him.
So Mike Redmond now making his 3rd opening day start. Again in place of the injured Charles Johnson. those numbers in 141 at-bats last year. He played a lot during spring training. And the guys kidded around with him quite a bit. Kind of wore him out.
Yeah, he didn't use this phrase, but there's an old phrase he almost came up with. Hey, bench me or trade me. I'm playing too much in the spring.
Yeah, that one hasn't been invoked in a while.
That is a little bit of a dilemma for Jeff Torborg. Guys who played so well in the spring, guys like Marty Malloy and Andy Fox and Eric Owens. The problem for Jeff will be to get them in the lineup somehow, so they don't lose that edge that they had in the spring.
Side corner strike. 2-2 now to Red. Here comes Vasquez, and it's a little humpback liner caught by Lee Stevens for out number 2. So here's Dempster now. He joked yesterday that he's got to watch it after that beating last year of Vasquez, and he was obviously kidding. These guys are very good friends. And that was a very scary moment last year, ending Vasquez's season.
And Vasquez certainly knew that there was no intent behind that pitch.
Ball, 1 strike.
Tell you, these two guys are both a couple of young pitchers, not only with tremendous stuff, but a couple of guys with a lot of class.
Indeed. One of the first games I saw Ryan pitch here in spring training was at Vero Beach, and he doubled in his only at bat. And I thought, oh, this guy can really handle himself. And then I get and Tommy, I get the scouting report from you and everybody else. And I say, how's Ryan as a hitter? You just shake your head.
Hey, you just take whatever he gives you. But I'll tell you one thing he learned to do exceptionally well is sacrifice bunt. And he really helped his cause a lot of times last year doing that.
Hey, if you can do that, you don't need to do anything else as a pitcher, that's for sure. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Derek Lee with a solo home run to lead off this half of the second inning, and it's 1-0 Marlins. Got good wood on it, but hit it right at Orlando Cabrera. At the end of an inning and a half, it's the Marlins 1, Montreal 0.
In recent crash tests by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety,
doesn't look that bad.
The rugged Toyota Tundra with I-Force V8 got the best rating of any full-size pickup tested.
Probably buff that out. I just feel bad for the guy that hit you. I'm good! I'm good!
There's nothing tougher than safety. Now get $1,000 cash back for 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on the 2002 Tundra.
The fridge is broken.
Refrigerators, washers, and dryers on sale. Get 0% financing plus free delivery and a price match guarantee on the top 6 brands. Only at Sears. Where else?
At Rent-A-Center, it's easy to get the stuff you want because everybody's pre-approved. TVs, appliances, furniture, computers. You can get it today. Boom! Just like that.
No credit? Boom! No problem.
No credit?
Boom! You're in. No credit? Boom! You got it.
Hey, you guys can't say boom. Get your own word.
And now everything in the store is free till payday. Up to 7 days free. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest Rent-A-Center.
How? Nope. Keep thinking.
If you've got decorating ideas, the place to bring them is your Sherwin-Williams store. For Martha's newest brand, Martha Stewart Signature. Offering oversized punch-out color cards, coordinated color palettes, and 416 colors blended into your choice of Sherwin-Williams paint. Sherwin-Williams quality, Martha Stewart color.
Now, that's a good thing.
Ask how, ask now.
Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Bottom of the second from the Big O in Montreal, along with Tommy Hutton. I'm Len Casper, and Craig Minervini standing by on the field. Craig?
Hey guys, back in 1996, Marlins pitching coach Brad Arnsberg was the single-A coach for Ryan Dempster in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, the Marlins were making a deal for John Burkett. They were going to send him over to the Rangers for Rick Helling. They were looking for a minor league prospect. They had a list of the 5 top prospects in the Rangers chain. So one of the scouts went over to Arnsberg and said, Brad, take a look at this and tell me which one of the 5 you think is the best prospect. And Brad said, well, I think Dempster clearly is the best, not even close. Ryan Dempster's the best prospect. Well, guess what? The scout reported back to the Marlins. They made the deal, and it's bothered Arnsberg ever since, until February 12th, of course, when he became the Marlins pitching coach, and now he can school Ryan and his tools here in the Bigs. Back to you.
Yeah, now he gets a chance to watch him and tutor him a little bit down to that bullpen and just kind of tweak things to keep him in the strike zone. That's the key for Ryan Dempster.
He's 3-0 on the leadoff hitter, Orlando Cabrera. And a fastball right at the knees. Ed Montague, by the way, is behind the plate tonight here on opening night. And it's now full at 3-2. As Tommy mentioned, Orlando Cabrera, Gold Glove winner from last year. Drove in 96 runs. 2-hopper to Castillo. And there's one away. Well, Monday, April 8th at 7:05 p.m. is Bank of America opening night. The Marlins take the field against the Montreal Expos to start season number 10. Get your tickets at the Pro Player Stadium box office or visit FloridaMarlins.com today. Marlins, it's time to play. Lee Stevens was bothered by a bit of a groin pull. Frank Robinson had some injuries to deal with and a lot of roster changes at the end of March. You might remember Felix Jose, an outfielder. He made the All-Star team back in '91 with the Cardinals. Well, the day the Expos told him he had made the club, he had gotten an offer from a team in Japan, the Chinichi Dragons, and because it was for more money and Felix said, I want more money, he ended up taking that offer. And that allowed Henry Rodriguez to make this team. Go figure.
Yeah, he signed late with the Expos in spring training. Had a couple of good games. And another very popular player in his short time when he was here in Montreal. And Henry, of course, with the Marlins for a short time.
Andre Scalaraga, who started his career here north of the border, is back as well. And Jose Canseco was essentially told that he wasn't going to start and wouldn't play a whole lot, and he decided to take his release. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up, if anywhere. Lee Stevens swings and misses. Strikeout number 2 for Ryan Dempster.
Well, Ryan's made some good pitches, made a nice comeback to get Cabrera after falling behind 3-0. Look at the movement on that fastball and the location. Ryan has read a little bit about, talked a little bit with Curt Schilling, and he wants to use a little of Schilling's philosophy, which is try to concentrate 100% on every pitch.
Chris Truby came over during spring training in exchange for Jeff Blum in a 1-for-1 swap. Sends one high in the air, back a second. Castillo waves off everyone, and he's got it for the out. 3 up, 3 down for the second straight inning.
At Toyota, not all SUVs are built the same. They each happen to be quite amazing in their own way. There's the adventurous 4Runner, Highlander, the SUV with a car-like ride, the RAV4, stylish and fun, and Sequoia, the V8 that seats 8. You're going to find the SUV you're looking for, even if you're not sure which one that is. Now choose $1,250 cash back or 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on every new 4Runner. That's right, $1,250 cash back or 1.9% APR on 4Runner.
Fish isn't on the menu in Montreal. Lowell and the Marlins. Guerrero and the Expos. Marlins Expos. Thursday at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Velocity set. Location direct TV. All systems are go. Affirmative. The rocket is ready. Roger. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a strikeout. We have a strikeout. 12 minutes past the hour. Outstanding. Hang another K.
Hey! This is human nature. Human nature at its best.
For the gang from American Pie, it's all about sticking together.
Yeah, I kind of super glued myself to myself.
Order American Pie 2 on pay-per-view and get unglued with the unrated version not allowed in theaters.
Check it out.
So don't miss American Pie 2, the unrated version. Premiering March 1st on pay-per-view.
Florida Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealers. Get the feeling, Toyota. Third inning here at Olympique Stadium in Montreal. Good crowd on hand. They're expecting in excess of 35,000 here tonight. And of course, you don't have to worry about the weather inside the dome. It was pretty crummy when we got here Sunday night, but a very pleasant afternoon today here in Montreal.
Hey, we actually saw a little snowfall yesterday afternoon on our way out to the workout.
And our venerable producer, Jeff Brenner, the second time in his life I think he's actually seen snow.
And you know, that's the first time in his life that he's ever been referred to as venerable too.
I tried to get on his good side, but I'm already realizing that's not a way to do it, to praise him. Here's the 0-1 to Luis Castillo, in tight, a ball and a strike. First base, right to Lee Stevens. That's about as easy as it gets.
One of the things Louis can do, if possible, it's not that easy, but because of his speed, the guys at the corners, first baseman and third baseman, have to play in. He can pound the ball on the turf and chop it high in the air. Sometimes he can get himself an infield base hit that way.
Preston Wilson takes a strike. You know, I was talking to Mike Mordecai, the utility infielder for the Expos, about this turf, and he said it is faster than the old stuff. And the seams, which it's always hard to get around those seams on a big carpet like this, but there's Velcro underneath those seams, and so it creates a little hump, and if the ball hits the front of the hump, it'll go up. If it hits the back of it, it'll skid. In the hole, Cabrera with a long throw, and he got him. Can't do it much better than that.
Well, that's why he was #1 in the major leagues in assists last year, and it's also why he won a Gold Glove. Positioned perfectly, pops up on that turf, and then comes up firing with a strike. And here's a guy who had some lower back problems in the spring, and at times was a little bit in doubt whether or not he'd open the season in the starting lineup. Orlando Cabrera.
So Floyd now, he hasn't seen a strike yet tonight. A 4-pitch walk in the first inning. Swings at that one and fouls it away. And we mentioned the slow spring he had. Some guys start hitting at the end of spring training and keep going up. Other guys just turn it on like a switch, don't they?
I think you have to be more of a veteran, and even some of the veterans can't do that. But I think if you're going to do that, it's more of a veteran player. Obviously, Barry Bonds knows how to do that. 2 home runs today.
Yeah, the Giants were all over Kevin Brown and the Dodgers. 9-2 the final at Chavez Ravine. And at last check, Livan Hernandez was 2 for 3. Well, did he have a hitting year last year?
Well, he could always hit. Still can.
Fastball in tight.
I think it's kind of interesting. You mentioned Kevin Brown getting knocked around a little bit. How about Pedro Martinez and Roger Clemens?
Man,
a couple of Cy Young guys giving it up on opening day.
Livan 2 for 4, 2 runs scored and an RBI today. Called strike 3. Cliff's not sure, but it doesn't matter.
In recent crash tests by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety,
Doesn't look that bad.
the rugged Toyota Tundra with I-Force V8 got the best rating of any full-size pickup tested.
Probably buff that out. I just feel bad for the guy that hit you. I'm good! I'm good!
There's nothing tougher than safety. Now get $1,000 cash back for 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on the 2002 Tundra.
It happens in the blink of an eye. That defining moment in every game. When that moment comes, will you have ice in your veins?
It's here. It's clear. New Gatorade Ice.
At Rent-A-Center, it's easy to get the stuff you want because everybody's pre-approved. TVs, appliances, furniture, computers. You can get it today. Boom! Just like that.
No credit? Boom! No problem. No credit? Boom! You're in. No credit? Boom! You got it.
Hey, you guys can't say boom. Get your own word.
And now everything in the store is free till payday, up to 7 days free. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest Rent-A-Center.
How? Nope, keep thinking.
Hey, if we get hurt. Whoa. Good thing we got that insurance.
What's that?
What?
What'd you say?
What? Pays you cash if you can't work.
Before that.
I said I'm glad we got that insurance.
Not that. That.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Len and Tommy with you here in Montreal. It's opening night. And the Marlins have an early 1-0 lead as Ryan Dempster works here in inning number 3. Brad Wilkerson won the left field spot. Guy who's had a lot of potential. They have expected big things from him, and this is maybe a make or break year for Brad Wilkerson.
Yeah, I think he's going to get an opportunity. They're going to put him out there for the most part every day.
And one of the big questions regarding Wilkerson, and it's one that a lot of young left-handed hitters have, but can he hit left-handed pitching? A lot of young left-handed hitters kind of ease their way in to battle the lefties, and that one might have got him. Yeah, it did. So that's the first base runner of the night for the Montreal Expos. Ryan Dempster's 5-0 against the Expos, and he tries to explain why he's been so successful.
I don't know if I get fired up to come into Canada or what, but no, I don't know. I like the mound here. Just always seem to pitch well here. I haven't tried to figure it out yet. I'm just going to keep riding it out as long as it lasts.
Yeah, anytime you have some kind of a streak, whether you're a hitter against a certain pitcher or you hit in a certain ballpark or pitch well, you don't want to think about it too much. You want to just let it ride, as he said, ride it out as long as you can.
In our business, we try to find out the answer to the why questions, and oftentimes you don't get a good answer. Wilkerson is on the move, and it's fouled away.
Yeah, a little tip-off as to what Frank Robinson might be doing, handling the Expos this year. The 66-year-old Hall of Famer. What a career. Frank Robinson, the only man ever to win the MVP in both leagues.
Wilkerson not moving, and it's taken for a ball. Michael Barrett had an interesting start to the 2001 season. The Expos opened at Wrigley Field last year, and he was ejected for arguing a check swing with the home plate umpire Rick Reed. He was replaced by former Marlins Sandy Martinez, who then suffered a season-ending injury. So it was not a good opening day for the Expos catchers a year ago.
And that allowed veteran Randy Knorr to get a little playing time last year.
Could it be two? Gonzalez, Castillo lead. 2 for the price of 1 for the Marlins, and they're quickly 2 away.
Well, there's a lot of talk around both leagues about Cabrera and Vidro. You can talk about these guys too. Alex Gonzalez playing that high hop on that turf. Nice easy flip. Notice how he left it out there for Louis, and then the quick turn, and they got that double play turned in plenty of time. Look how he leads him with the feed and allows Louis to make that turn.
Vasquez takes a strike. Both starters appear to have pretty good velocity tonight.
This is one of the few ballparks, if not the only ballpark, that doesn't give you a radar reading. But we don't need the radar gun to know that these two guys are throwing hard.
Well, if you had the radar, it would be metric anyway, and I would have no idea what it would read. End of 3, 1-0 Marlins.
Announcing free long distance and free roaming.
A couple of steps forward.
All you have to do is be on our network, or it becomes somewhat less than free.
Little to the right.
How big is our network?
Not that far.
It's nationwide.
1 step back, please.
How wide is nationwide? Well, it depends on where you are in the nation. Some nations are smaller than others.
A little to the left.
And that's true anywhere in America.
Perfect.
Heard enough? Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
Where's anywhere?
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
At Toyota, not all SUVs are built the same. They each happen to be quite amazing in their own way. There's the adventurous 4Runner, Highlander, the SUV with a car-like ride, the RAV4, stylish and fun, and Sequoia, the V8 that seats 8. You're going to find the SUV you're looking for, even if you're not sure which one that is. Now choose $1,250 cash back or 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on every new 4Runner. That's right, $1,250 cash back or 1.9% APR on 4Runner.
Wherever your decorating ideas come from, this is the place to bring them. Sherwin-Williams, the store that makes it easy for you to get your project going. From the latest techniques, to the right paint, to the design ideas you're looking for, we make it easy for you to make your home beautiful. Want to get yourself from dreams to done? Ask how. Ask now.
Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Bob, to return status.
I'd like to return Montreal.
But you got a receipt or anything?
Oh, hold on a second. Oh, no. Hey, did I leave the receipt in the car? Well, can I exchange him for something?
I got a Bronx Little Leaguer.
How old is he? 11.
11.
Commentary highlights the best damn sports show, period.
Well, let's check out the Aflac trivia question for tonight. Who holds the Marlins record for opening day starts as a catcher? Well, we mentioned earlier Mike Redmond with his 3rd opening day start.
I think I have an idea. I think even though he's in Florida, he can give Red a start and still have the lead as most opening day starts.
All right, that's a good hint. 1-0 Marlins, top of the 4th. Obviously, Kevin did not get a new batting helmet in the offseason. And he sure is comfortable with that bat, even though, what is it called? What's the official term for it that he sprinkled on it?
Doe Estros.
Doe Estros, or a deer scent. I think you know where we're going with this. He had the vial of the estrus in his locker yesterday.
And boy, was it vile.
Indeed. And David Sampson, the Marlins president, said, "No, Kevin, you're supposed to actually drink it." And I would like to think that he did not take David up on that offer.
I don't even think Kevin would do that. Well, then again, if he knew it would get him 3 or 4 hits and a few RBIs, maybe.
Whatever it takes. He told his hunting buddies back in Beaumont, Texas, that he was going to christen that bat before the game tonight. We were talking to Jeff Torborg yesterday about his roster in general. And Jeff considers Eric Owens part of his starting outfield. Of course, he did not start tonight, but he wants to get Eric in there as much as possible. And for that reason, we saw Kevin at first and third during spring training.
Yeah, there's no question. I think we'll see times where Derek Lee will give way to Kevin Millar at first base, and that will allow Eric Owens to play the outfield. Maybe Kevin will go into third base for a game or two.
There will also be times where Eric will come in as a defensive replacement in the outfield. He can go get him.
I think the point that Jeff made with Kevin said, look, this is nothing against your defense. It's a speed factor. Eric Owens has more speed. He can cover more ground out there.
Foul tip, but Michael Barrett hung on to it for the out.
Got him with an off-speed pitch. Could have been the changeup or the curveball. We'll take a look. There's the changeup. And he has Kevin Millar fooled in the same arm action that he gives a hitter with his fastball. That's why it's a good pitch for any pitcher. And Vasquez has command of it.
Lowell takes one outside. That foul out to right ended the first inning with 2 on. Ripped foul past Ozzie Guillen. There is a buzz in the crowd here in Montreal that has been rarely seen over the past few years. They had about an hour of opening night ceremonies, and it was fun to watch. The crowd really was pretty loud in here. Members of the Canadian Olympic team, those members hailing from Quebec, got a big ovation.
And there were boos when the Marlins were introduced, and also when Jeff Torborg was introduced. Probably the first and only time Jeff Torborg has ever been booed in his career.
Barrett telling Vasquez to keep it down. He does, and it'll be an easy 1-3 putout. Well, Derek Lee coming up. Let's take a look at the Pennzoil protection play of the game tonight. And he put the Marlins on the board leading off the second inning with a very impressive home run to center field. Bam.
Fastball, little bit in, little bit up, and away out. And that Pennzoil protection plan could apply to Derek at first base too, defensively at times.
So tell me about the matchup between a pitcher and a hitter the next time around after that, what we just watched.
Sometimes a pitcher will come back with the same pitch thinking that the hitter is going to take it. There's another fastball, but he kept it down. Remember, the one he hit out was up. So one thing that Javier Vasquez does, he doesn't really look at a lot of scouting reports. He just likes to keep it simple.
Pulled the string, 1-2.
We've seen a little bit of everything, and it looks as if in this inning, he's only given up 1 run in the previous 3, but in this inning, he's gotten all 3 of his pitches working.
Wasted that one. It's now 2-2. Most guys have idols. Javier Vasquez's idol growing up was Greg Maddux. Pretty good one to have. And he sure can mix them up. High fly ball, foul territory. This will get out of play.
Maddux, who was scratched from his opening day assignment for the Braves against the Phillies, scheduled to pitch on Sunday for Atlanta. Tom Glavine pitched yesterday for opening day, and they ended up winning that game against Philadelphia.
So that would probably put Maddux on pace to face the Marlins in Atlanta on the 19th or the 20th. Called strike 3. Vasquez is dealing.
Relax, we got supplemental insurance.
What are you talking about?
If we get injured and miss work, we're covered for things like lost pay and other expenses with this.
With what?
Plus they pay you cash. Great, huh?
Who does?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Tina?
Hi, you must be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
The fridge is broken.
Refrigerators, washers, and dryers on sale. Get 0% financing plus free delivery and a price match guarantee on the top 6 brands. Only at Sears. Where else?
Start your Sunday with NASCAR This Morning. Get all the breaking stories trackside. NASCAR This Morning, Sundays at 10 on Fox Sports Net.
Florida Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you in part by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Bottom of the 4th here in Montreal at Olympic Stadium. It is opening night. Len Casper, Tommy Hutton, and we're joined by Marlins president David Sampson. Well, welcome back to Montreal for opening night, David.
Thank you very much, Len. Welcome yourself. Congratulations.
Thank you. Peter Bergeron swings and misses. Well, how does it feel? Here we go. Season's underway. This is what it's all about.
It's been a long time coming. We're excited to be here. We're excited to get going. And we have an eye toward our opening day coming up. And it's time to play.
I think a lot of people are just anticipating baseball after so much that went on in the offseason.
That was our focus the minute that we took over, was to get the focus back on the field. People had had enough of the boardroom. It was time to get back between the lines, and we're happy to be doing it here in Montreal.
Ball and 2 strikes. Peter Bergeron. How many games were you able to watch in the month of March? I know it was just crazy trying to get everything ready, but I know you were trying to pull yourself away from the office as much as possible.
I think that between us, Jeffrey Lurie and I saw the fewest games that we had ever seen because we were so focused on getting ready for this season.
It's going to be close at second, and Bergeron's in there with a hustle double.
First base hit for the Expos in this game, and Bergeron has such terrific speed. That's why they want him to hit the ball either on the line or on the ground. And because you shade him into left center, as soon as this ball carries a little bit into right center, even though Preston was able to get to it, Bergeron never let up and beat the throw for a double. So he has that ability. They just want to see him make more contact.
So he's at second with nobody out. And that'll bring up Jose Vidro. We'll try to get him over to third. bunting. That'll do the job. Depp took a quick look, but he throws to first.
David, I know that they had some of the Canadian Winter Olympians here at the ballpark, and I understand for our home opener on Monday, Jennifer Rodriguez.
That's true. We actually have a lot of things planned, and opening day is going to be very special coming up this Monday against these same Montreal Expos, and we're going to save quite a few things for the fans who come out there because they're going to realize that coming to the stadium this year is going to be a very exciting proposition. Good baseball and good things going on off the field.
Yeah, get there early. There's a base hit. Guerrero drives in Bergeron, and we're tied at 1. Didn't take long, did it? Well, I know you got a good chance to take a look at Vladimir Guerrero when you were here, David. He's one of the best, isn't he?
He is. He's an exciting player to watch. He's much easier to watch when he's on your team, that's for sure.
Well, I tell you, it's also with the job that Vidro did by getting Bergeron over to third. It makes it a whole different story when you're up there as a hitter with a man at third and less than 2 out, as opposed to trying to drive him in from second base.
It's the little things that win a game, and that's a lot of what Jeff Torborg preaches. You have to do the little things right in order to win baseball games.
Well, one of the things we mentioned early in the telecast is the Marlins have 15 games at Pro Players Stadium in the month of April, 19 games in the month to start the season against the National League East. So it's a cliche, David, to say got to get off to a good start, but here's a good opportunity right now.
Anytime you have an unbalanced schedule, it's crucial that you play well in your division. You always have a chance to be in the race, but when you start off in April, I feel blessed that we have this schedule because we have a chance to show our fans and for the players to show themselves to believe that we can win.
And they've got Guerrero picked off. Derek Lee will make one throw, and the tag out by Gonzalez. It'll go 1, 3, and 6.
Yeah, a little bit of a lean for Vladimir Guerrero, and nicely executed by the Marlins. You don't want to throw that ball too many times. Get it to the shortstop, and a quick tag. Hey, you talk about getting off to great starts. The Phillies did that last year, all those early wins against the Marlins. But after June 1st, both the Phillies and the Marlins were 51 and 58.
It's a cliche that the early games don't matter. If you can win a game early, it's just the same as winning a game late. So you're right, the Marlins and Phillies played equal 51-58, but what about the beginning of the season? That's where the difference was.
We have 2 outs here in the inning, David. I want to give you the opportunity to talk to all the Marlins fans watching tonight and just give them your platform here coming in as the new president of the Marlins.
Basically, we came in, Jeffrey Loria's sole mantra was that it's okay to love the Florida Marlins again. We came in with the sole intention of making sure that the team would be here, no talk of contraction, no talk of relocation. No matter what happens, these Florida Marlins are here in Florida for good.
And that is going to be a double because it hit the top of the wall. I was going to say a no home runs by the Expos. That one just about got out of here.
And Len, it's a marathon. We're here for the long run, so we recognize how important it is to do what we think is right, not just for today, but for tomorrow and the year after and the year after that. And we're excited to see things through, and we're glad the season's here.
Well said, and I'll be excited to see Ryan Dempster get out of this inning.
We wanted some extra time with you, David, but not that much, right?
That's right. I'm happy to
We should have done it when the Marlins were up. Now that should get him out of it. Castillo will throw to first for the out. David, it's a pleasure as always. Good luck to you here in 2002.
Thank you, Len.
It's time to play.
Pay-per-view has something for you. Good. The double scoop deal from American Pie 2. Just order the sequel, and for $1 more, the original movie is part of your score.
We want more.
I want more too.
Yeah. Seriously?
So tune to the hundreds for a price that's a steal. Just $4.99 for the double scoop deal.
I cannot believe this.
It's killer.
Tonight is the night.
You gotta see this. Oh, yeah.
Order them on pay-per-view, American Pie and American Pie 2.
Bravo.
Velocity set. Location direct TV. All systems are go. Affirmative. The rocket is ready. Roger. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a strikeout. We have a strikeout. 12 minutes past the hour. Outstanding. Hang another keg.
Every Sunday before they start their engines, it's NASCAR This Morning.
Fasten your seatbelts. Look at them go. Doesn't get any better than this.
It's the show that takes you inside the world of NASCAR for all the breaking stories on or off the track.
That is absolutely outstanding. It's almost frightening.
Don't miss the best pre-race party this side of Talladega.
It's absolutely wild.
NASCAR This Morning, Sundays at 10 on Fox Sports Net.
What do you get with Sports and Comedy Collide? You get the best damn sports show, period. Tom Arnold leads the charge each night as celebrity guests and athletes discuss what is hot in sports today. Watch it tonight, immediately after the game on Fox Sports Net. Inning number 5. 2 hits for the Marlins, 3 for the Expos. On the big board it reads 1-1, and the Expos got to Ryan Dempster a little bit in that 4th inning.
Yeah, pitchers going in different directions. On the other hand, Javier Vazquez, after he allowed the home run to Derek Lee in the 2nd inning, he's retired 9 straight, 4 on strikeouts. So Vazquez has put it together. 2nd time around for the Expos against Ryan Dempster. They hit some balls hard last inning. Ryan's going to have to put it together next inning.
Bottom of the order now for Florida. Of all the things Jeff Torborg was encouraged about during spring training, this was the big one. Alex Gonzalez and the way he played and handled himself. Particularly defensively. Torborg said he didn't realize how good Alex can be. And certainly he'd like some good offense. From the 1999 All-Star. Sometimes when you get your career off to a really good start, it can be a curse, can't it? Because then if you have an average year or struggle a little bit the next 2 years, people then say, what's going on here? But this is a very important year for Alex.
That's why an old friend of yours, Bob Uecker, used to say, I just wanted to hit 1 home run each year, and then they would only expect 2 the next year.
Absolutely. Set the bar low. Well, Alex hasn't done that. Fly ball center field. Lazily drifting back is Bergeron, and he's got it. Well, you've been waiting to answer this. Let's check out the answer to the Aflac trivia question tonight. Who holds the Marlins record for opening day starts as a backstop?
I think most of our fans have gotten that one. He's getting himself ready, maybe to play in Philadelphia. Well, it's a tie. I was going to give it to CJ all the way.
So Mike Redmond has caught it. No pun intended. 3 each. He is the prototypical backup catcher. Handles pitchers very well. Can handle himself at the plate. And he's a Tom Glavine killer, and he got to Javier Vazquez there for a hit. He's 1 for 2. So 3 hits now for each team. And 1 out with a runner at first, and I would imagine Ryan Dempster will try to put down his first sack bunt of the year. Get that man in scoring position for Luis Castillo. Squares to bunt and fouls it away.
Yeah, we talked about the improvement last year. Ryan Dempster with 16 sacrifice bunts. He's already established a Marlins record for pitchers with 22 sacrifice bunts.
Stevens holding on Redmond at first. And now he sneaks in. Good bunt by Ryan. And Vidro will cover the bag for the out. That's a sacrifice for Dempster.
A couple of things even make that tougher for any pitcher trying to move a runner over in that situation. Number one, the turf, because the ball's going to get to the infielders quicker and it's going to bounce nicely up to them. The other thing, Mike Redmond, he won't mind me saying this, doesn't possess Luis Castillo type speed. So you have to really drop down a good bunt to get the job done in that situation. Ryan Dempster did.
We should note heading into 2002 that Mike Redmond has never attempted a stolen base. Shallow left. Who wants it? Cabrera calls off Wilkerson for the final out. We're halfway home. It's 1-1.
If your lawn tractor's seen better days, you need to see the new ones at Tractor Supply. From the all-steel construction of Cub Cadet to the proven value of Husky, no one gives you more horsepower and cut for your dollar. And with riders from 14.5 to 24 horsepower, starting at just $8.99, Tractor Supply has my yard looking better than ever. You didn't think I just cut records, did you?
Tractor Supply. For 1 acre or 1,000, we'll help you get the job done.
Velocity set. Location direct TV. All systems are go. Affirmative. The rocket is ready. Roger. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a strikeout. 12 minutes past the hour. Outstanding. Hang another K.
To win back the girl of his dreams, Jimmy Livingston is taking his first trip out into the world. Day one.
The girl I love is getting married, and I have to stop the wedding.
It's gonna be $260.
From a producer of Austin Powers 2. Bubble Boy.
Now playing on pay-per-view. Tune to the 100s and order with your remote.
Fans, I drew women.
But his reckless lifestyle endangered both himself and his loved ones.
There was supposed to be a hit out on my life.
Gary Sheffield, Beyond the Glory, Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Marlins 2002 season tickets are on sale now with a new 41 game plan in the Founders Club, infield box, and club level A sections. Season tickets are the best way to see the Marlins. For information, call 930-HITS. Marlins, it's time to play. We're in a pitcher's duel here in Montreal, last of the fifth. Chris Truby will lead it off. In our first regular season Aflac trivia question of 2002, and we have a controversy. Well, there's really no controversy.
I'm filing a little bit of a protest. Guys, I believe CJ started more games on opening day.
Leadoff single for Truby. Yeah, you have him at 5, correct?
I do. It's a time that Ryan Dempster, after giving up the 3 hits last inning, needs to get it back into the groove that he was in the first 3 innings. Taking a little time there to lace up those shoes. Remember, the Expos have shown that they're not afraid to put it in gear. They try to hit and run on a foul ball. We saw Bergeron get to second, hustling into second, moved over by a bunt. So Frank Robinson has shown, and he knows with a couple of pitchers like this, that it's probably going to be a low-scoring, close ball game.
And a quick throw over there, and Truby back in plenty of time. Wilkerson led off the third. He was hit by a pitch. It then was quickly erased on a double play ball off the bat of Michael Barrett.
This is another situation that could be, maybe not on this pitch, but could be a hit and run situation. Because you have Barrett on deck, and then after him, the pitcher spot, Javier Vasquez.
Yeah, opening day games oftentimes are a lot of fun to watch if you're a pitching defense kind of guy, because or gal, because you have aces facing one another, and that's what made yesterday, for instance, in Boston and you know, the Yankee game, and today in Los Angeles, 9 runs by the Giants. So baffling to see.
Of course, Randy Johnson last night showed that he's in mid-season form, a complete game, shutout. I think his next to the last pitch was 100 miles an hour.
38 years old, throwing 100 miles an hour. And it's interesting you mentioned earlier that sacrifice bunt by Dempster in regard to the turf. There aren't many more stadiums around that have it. So you would think a team like the Expos can really use this fake stuff to their advantage. And the Marlins all week will play on artificial turf before they head home.
Yeah, the stuff in Philadelphia is not the AstroTurf variety, but it is artificial.
There goes Truby. Dempster will have to throw to first because the runner was moving. Good play by the pitcher. And there's one out.
Well, both Jeff Torborg and Frank Robinson thinking along the same lines. A pitch out the pitch before, but then on that sinking fastball, the hit and run was on. Truby on the move. Wilkerson did his job to put it in play. And the Expos have a runner in scoring position.
And a good call by Alex Gonzalez. He was pointing right to first to help out Ryan. Kind of a dangerous play for a pitcher, because if you don't grab that, ticks off your glove and all of a sudden they're all safe. But he made a nice defensive play. Michael Barrett's a pretty good situational hitter, and he can go the other way. Just outside, ball and a strike.
It's a key hitter in this inning, because if you lose Barrett, he's at first base, Vasquez is up, then more than likely you're going to have to go back to the top of the order with Bergeron.
Popped him up right side. Foul ground, and Derek Lee's got it.
And my next thought, if you can get Barrett, then you're 1 out away from getting out of the inning, and that 1 out is the opposing pitcher, Javier Vasquez.
Vasquez, a strikeout victim his first time up. And he can't handle himself at the plate. He's a very good athlete.
Yeah, 16 hits last year. I thought it was a pivotal at bat. It was a quick at bat. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. But the fact that he stood in there for the first time against Ryan Dempster, having been hit last year in that eye socket.
Yeah, officially this is his first action since that night and that pitch. And not a whole lot of pitchers are overly comfortable in that batter's box as it is, and then you get beamed. It's got to make it very difficult to get back in there. Had a good cut at that one and fouled it off.
That's the one thing about the Marlins rotation. You have guys like Dempster, Burnett, Penny, Josh Beckett, and even Julian Tavares, but more importantly, those 4 young guys they make a lot of hitters, not necessarily just pitchers. They make a lot of hitters uncomfortable in the batter's box.
Weekly grounded right side. Castillo with the flip and the out. So a leadoff hit doesn't hurt through 5. We're tied at 1.
All right, let's see here. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths.
A real fixer-upper for artistic creative types. Formal dining room with sweeping staircase. Oh, honey, a fireplace. Doesn't that sound fabulous?
What do you think?
We'll take it.
The new 6-speed Acura CL Type S.
Take me fishing and show me how to drive the boat.
Take me fishing, so we'll always have something in common.
Take me fishing, because my wedding will be sooner than you think.
The fridge is broken.
Refrigerators, washers, and dryers on sale. Get 0% financing plus free delivery and a price match guarantee on the top 6 brands. Only at Sears. Where else?
Monday, April 8th at 7:05 p.m. is Bank of America opening night. The Marlins take the field against the Montreal Expos to start their 10th season. Get your tickets at the Pro Player Stadium box office or visit FloridaMarlins.com today. Marlins, it's time to play. And the bats have been pretty quiet really all night. Derek Lee hit Vasquez for a home run, a long home run to center to lead off the second. Only a single since then as we move to the 6th. And it's the heart of the Florida order. Fastball fouled away. Preston Wilson taking a big cut at that first pitch.
Hey, Len, one thing about our vantage point here at Olympic Stadium, we don't have to worry about any foul balls. We're safe.
Yeah, we're way up here. But it's spacious up here. Good food in the press box. It's a nice perch. Fly ball center field. Back on the run is Bergeron, and he's got it right in front of the barrier. Boy, Preston gave it a ride. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the ground or the fence.
Now, Bergeron has shown his speed a couple of times tonight with his double that he stretched into 2. And by chasing this fly ball down, he can cover a lot of ground. He's an outstanding young center fielder. Made a nice play there.
Now, I see he's wearing spikes.
I'm a little surprised. I thought most of the guys, especially the outfielders, could get by without wearing spikes because of that new turf.
Cliff has yet to put the bat on the ball in fair territory. A walk and a strikeout. There's one and a base hit. So he's 1 for 2 and has reached base twice. Skunks out of the box, right, for Cliff Floyd.
You always like to get that first one because it's inevitable that there's a player who begins the season and struggles and doesn't get any hits for a few games. So you like to get that first one out of the way. Then you can talk to the opposing first baseman about it.
And we've got some action down in the Montreal bullpen here in the 6th inning. That is Britt Reams, a right-hander. Javier Vasquez, his longest outing in his 4 starts in the spring came last Wednesday, 4 1/3 innings against the Dodgers. So he didn't stretch it out a whole lot during March. And I think the Marlins would love to get to that Expos bullpen. The sooner the better. Grounded foul. It's Mike DiMuro, the third base umpire. And we mentioned Ed Montague behind the plate, Jerry Layne over at first, and Hunter Wendelstedt is at second. And we haven't talked much about the men in blue tonight, and that's a good thing.
They like it like that.
Does he look comfortable? He looks a lot more comfortable during the pregame chat with reporters. And they checked out, and Kevin went around, according to Mr. Layne. Well, Kevin says, no, don't like that one.
Kevin thought it was a good take on a tough pitch. Boy, that's very close. I know the bat crosses the plate, but that's very close.
And just as I had mentioned, we haven't talked about the umpires. We have that call, right? Never fails. Well, we're just waiting for somebody to break this one open. 1-1 our score here in the 6th. High and tight. 3-2 now. We'll see what they do with Cliff Floyd as Ozzie Guillen takes a look into the dugout and now gives his litany of signs in the third base coaching box.
Well, I would imagine one of those signs was for Cliff Floyd to take off on this 3-2 out pitch.
There he goes, swinging a high fly ball, shallow left. Coming in is Wilkerson, and he's got it. Kevin got under that one.
That's some good pitches by Vasquez. He got him to foul off a curveball. Then he went up and in and missed with that high fastball. Came back with another good fastball on the inner part of the plate that just tied up Kevin Millar enough. He's mad that he didn't get to it. He didn't get the head of the bat to it. And you can tell by his reaction.
So a runner at first with 2 outs for Lowell, who's 0 for 2. Way out in front of that one, 0-1.
The other thing that Vasquez can do, he'll change speeds a little on that curveball. That one he took a little bit off of. Sometimes he'll snap it off a little harder when he goes away with it.
Here he comes, swinging a high fly ball, deep center field. Bergeron is back on this one, and it is off the top of the fence. Cliff Floyd will score. It's a 2-out RBI double for Mike Lowell, and he just missed a home run.
Well, we talked about it the last time Mike was up, the ability that he has and he's shown in getting those 2-out RBIs. I thought, he may have thought, I think Cliff thought that this ball was out of here, and look how high on the wall it hit. Out of the reach of Bergeron, just on the top of the padding in center field, and that missed by going out by about 6 inches or less.
Well, it's time for the singular wireless call to the bullpen. Frank Robinson will bring out the hook. We'll be back in a moment.
Relax, we got supplemental insurance.
What are you talking about?
If we get injured and miss work, we're covered for things like lost pay and other expenses with this.
With what?
Plus, they pay you cash. Great, huh?
Who does?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Announcing free long distance and free roaming.
A couple of steps forward.
All you have to do is be on our network, or it becomes somewhat less than free.
Little to the right.
How big is our network?
Not that far.
It's nationwide.
One step back, please.
How wide is nationwide? Well, it depends on where you are in the nation. Some nations are smaller than others.
A little to the left.
And that's true anywhere in America.
Perfect.
Heard enough? Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
Where's anywhere?
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
Javier Vasquez's evening is over here in the 6th inning. And it's right-hander Britt Reams with 2 outs and a runner at second to face Derek Lee. And he swings and misses.
Gives you an indication of what a pitcher has when he starts a hitter off with a nice sharp breaking ball. The ERA doesn't look real good for Reams last year. He's a very versatile pitcher, though. He can be used in a lot of different ways out of that bullpen or occasionally start.
Quickly 2 strikes on D. Lee. Britt Reams was acquired from the Cardinals in the Fernando Tatis deal prior to 2001.
Well, there's another name that the Expos want to get healthy. Fernando Tatis, third baseman.
He missed most of last year. Tatis did, with the patellar tendonitis in his left knee, and he's not all the way back. And that's why Chris Truby got the start tonight. Well, Derek Lee has had some good swings tonight.
Reams shaking his head, though. He gave Derek Lee too good of a pitch to hit on an 0-2 pitch.
Lowell inches off second, and now Britt Reams wants some extra time. And he is asking the second base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, about going to the mouth with his pitching hand.
Well, I think they've called a ball because he did go to his mouth. As obviously you only get that affordability when you're playing outdoors and it's real cold. And I believe that's what the second base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, said. See? Okay, thanks, Hunter. That okay, he did that while he was on the mound, so it's a ball. Should be a ball call.
And it is officially now 9-11, and we will pause for a moment of silence. And that moment of silence in memory of all those who perished on September 11th.
And it was right here, Len, that the Marlins resumed play after the pause in Major League action after the September 11th attacks.
So Britt Reams will take a couple of extra tosses here, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Derek Lee.
The scoreboard still shows 0-2, but I believe it's 1-2 because I thought I saw Eddie Montague, the home plate umpire, indicate that. There he goes. Yep. Indicate that to Derek Lee.
And he struck him out, so it didn't matter. Marlins, though, take the lead.
Announcing free long distance and free roaming.
A couple of steps forward.
All you have to do is be on our network, or it becomes somewhat less than free.
Little to the right.
How big is our network?
Not that far.
It's nationwide.
One step back, please.
How wide is nationwide? Well, it depends on where you are in the nation. Some nations are smaller than others.
A little to the left.
And that's true anywhere in America.
Perfect.
Heard enough? Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
Where's anywhere?
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
The fridge is broken.
Refrigerators, washers, and dryers on sale. Get 0% financing plus free delivery and a price match guarantee on the top 6 brands. Only at Sears. Where else?
At Rent-A-Center, it's easy to get the stuff you want because everybody's pre-approved. TVs, appliances, furniture, computers. You can get it today. Boom! Just like that.
No credit? Boom! No problem. No credit? Boom! You're in. No credit? Boom! You got it.
Hey, you guys can't say boom. Get your own word.
And now, everything in the store's free till payday, up to 7 days free. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest Rent-A-Center.
How? Nope, keep thinking.
The best damn sports show, period. It's comedy, commentary, scores, and highlights. After the game.
Bottom of the 6th here at Olympic Stadium. It is opening night, and the Marlins have a 2-1 lead. And I think one of the keys, Tommy, is the Marlins knocked Javier Vasquez out of this game.
Well, I tell you what, though, Britt Reams threw the ball pretty well to get Derek Lee, but I think you had the idea that it would be this kind of a game with Ryan Dempster matching up against Javier Vasquez. Now we'll see how long Ryan Dempster can go. He's got his fan club here at Olympic Stadium already.
So it's the top of the order now for the Expos, and Peter Bergeron takes a strike. The 0-1, way outside. "61 pitches through 5 innings. That's a pretty good number. We've got an idiot fan who we will not show, who is making a scene over near the Marlins dugout, and Dempster pauses, and you can see the focus from Ryan Dempster. And here's the 1-2. Fly ball left field. Over toward the corner is Cliff Floyd, and he does not make the catch. It's a fair ball. And Bergeron will pull in with a leadoff double. He's got a couple of them tonight.
Tell you what, not an easy play, but I think a play Cliff Floyd should make and probably will say he should have made. The ball carried further than he thought and got him down to that corner, and he got a little bit too close to the line and had to reach back over his shoulder. Not an easy play off the bat of a lefty, but because of that, Bergeron gets another double, and now Vidro will try to move him over to third base again.
Yeah, this is exactly how the 4th inning started for the Expos. A leadoff double. Vidro bunted him over to third, and then Vladimir Guerrero knocked him in with a first pitch single. Vidro not bunting on that one. And he'll be trying to pull it to the right side. And Ryan's working him away here. It's 2-0. Thing is, you've got a 1-run lead here in the 6th. Gotta be a little careful with Vidro, but you can't be too careful. You don't want to put 2 guys on for Guerrero with nobody out. Big swing and a miss. He is as ominous as any batter in any on-deck circle across baseball.
Yeah, he looms large in that on-deck circle.
He had broken his bat, and it's 2-2. He's checking it out there.
That was a good pitch for a couple of reasons. Number one, even the count at 2-2, but it was a hard sinking fastball, a real tough pitch for a left-handed hitter to try to pull, which Vidro was trying to do to move Bergeron over to third.
Got him. Big strikeout for Dempster, and that holds that runner at second base.
Sinking fastball away, comes back with a sharp slider, goes right down and in to Vidro, and he picks up a huge strikeout.
4 Ks for Demp tonight. He has yet to walk a hitter. And we'll see what he does here with Guerrero, and Mike Redmond will have a chat with his battery mate about how to handle him. Well, his control has been unbelievable all spring.
Well, we talked about it. 25 innings in the spring for Ryan Dempster and just 3 walks. No walks in the ball game tonight. I don't think that Guerrero will see a whole lot to hit.
And he went around. You can unintentionally, intentionally walk a lot of guys. Guerrero's probably the most difficult guy to do that against, because he'll go after anything that's within the same area code.
That's right. Just 60 walks last year. Of course, he's also not the type of hitter, a power hitter. He's not the type of hitter that's going to strike out over 100 times.
Stays outside. It's 1-1, and now there's action in the Marlins bullpen. That's Michael Tejera. So now it's 1-2.
Well, after 2 sharp sliders off the plate, Ryan went up and in with a fastball. Now this is where it gets scary, because now you're in a situation where you say, you know, I can get him out. But you have to make a perfect pitch, and even then a perfect pitch, sometimes Guerrero will hit it for a base hit.
Here it is. Got him. Power against power there.
Well, there was the perfect pitch. Ryan Dempster here in the 6th inning may have thrown some of his best sliders to Vidro and Guerrero to get a couple of big strikeouts. Nasty.
Yeah, you go with your Sunday pitch against the best, and it worked there. So Cabrera now with 2 outs. And there's a decision here for Jeff Torborg. You can walk Cabrera, bring in the left-hander against Stevens, or you can let your ace go right at Cabrera. Ryan's only thrown about 75 pitches.
That's another guy you have to be careful with. Orlando Cabrera. There were only 2 shortstops that had more RBIs than Cabrera. Make that 3 shortstops last year in the major leagues. So he's an RBI guy. The interesting thing about that, he spent a few games, spent about 30 games hitting leadoff last year.
Yeah, he can run, he can hit for power, drive in runs. He can do it all. And Ryan Dempster's going to get out of this inning. Lowell will make the grab in foul ground. We move to the 7th, 2-1.
Tina?
Hi, you must be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
It's time to play.
At Rent-A-Center, it's easy to get the stuff you want because everybody's pre-approved. TVs, appliances, furniture, computers. You can get it today. Boom! Just like that.
No credit? Boom! No problem. No credit? Boom! You're in. No credit? Boom! You got it.
Hey, you guys can't say boom. Get your own word.
And now everything in the store's free till payday, up to 7 days free. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest Rent-A-Center.
Pow. Nope, keep thinking.
Free long distance? No roaming. Nationwide. Lots of minutes. Yeah. Of course you have to be on our network, not their network. Ours can be someplace.
Don't get trapped. Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
By free, we don't mean without charges. There will be charges when the...
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
Top of the 7th here in Montreal, 2-1 Marlins as they'll try to add some insurance here. And right-handed reliever Britt Reams will continue. He struck out Derek Lee to end the 6th. 1 home run in this game, a solo blast by Derek Lee in the 2nd. And it's been a good, crisply played game at this point. These are National League type games right here. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, we've seen hitters stretch balls into doubles. We've seen guys moved over. We've seen men sacrificed over. You have to do those things to come out on top in 1-run games, something the Marlins didn't do well last year, 19 and 29 in 1-run games.
To third. Truby to Stevens, and he's safe because Stevens couldn't hang on to the low throw. It'll be an error. We'll see who they give it to.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't a great throw by Chris Truby, but surely a throw that you expect to be picked. Yeah, that looks like it could be an error charged to Lee Stevens.
That is an error on the first baseman. So the leadoff man is on here in the 7th. And now, Tommy, here in the 7th, you get near the bottom of the order. It'll be interesting to see what Jeff Torborg does with this next batter, Ryan Dempster, after Redmond.
Well, he's thinking hit and run. Maybe not on this pitch, but he's thinking it. He's got some good ingredients in Mike Redmond. who makes great contact, decent speed, and Alex at first base. And you want to think that with the pitcher coming up after Red.
Oh, and he hit him. I think it got him on the wrist. And Jeff Torborg takes a walk out of the dugout to make sure Mike Redmond's okay.
Boy, this is the fastball that gets away from Reams. And Mike Redmond's only chance is to just turn. Look on, like he got him somewhere on that left shoulder. He's a catcher. He's tough. He'll get down to first all right.
Yeah, he just turned into it. So an error by the first baseman and a hit batsman. So we have seen it all tonight. I guess catcher's interference might be next. They're in at the corners. Squared to butt and swung and fouled it away.
Well, that's a play that you put on. And Ryan Dempster, I know, doesn't do that on his own. He shows bunt and then is just trying to knock it on the ground somewhere. Pitch was a tough pitch to do that on because it was up.
And now it's 0-2. That one wasn't a bunt and it wasn't a swing. It was kind of halfway in between.
Well, he was trying to get it up the third baseline. The Expos had that wheel play on with Truby, the third baseman, coming in, and Cabrera, the shortstop, racing over to third base. These are the situations you need to take advantage of. An opposing error and a hit batter, nobody out.
And now time called. And here we go. And it's strike three. Let's check in with Craig Minervini. Where are you, Craig?
I'm out here in the bleachers section. You know, Canada is a very regional area, and although Ryan Dempster's Canadian, and it does mean a lot. A lot of the Canadian fans will follow guys like Larry Walker, who used to be on the team, or Henry Rodriguez is back. But there are some Canadian fans here. Take a look at the sign over here with Ryan Dempster. I'm talking to Scott DeWitt, who's from Canada. What does it mean to have a player who's an all-star in Major League Baseball from Canada, a different land?
It means a lot because we've got a small population, but there's still a choice between hockey and baseball. Thank you.
A land of snow and ice, but he's a ball player, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's nice, you know. I'm sure he played hockey just like everybody else did, but he's making money playing baseball. Good for him.
And doing a great job, guys. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Craig.
Hey, it's nice to know that Craig's out there mingling, making friends
with all the hockey fans here in Montreal.
Hey, we saw that Craig can handle himself on the ice.
Well, he can.
Yeah, so he's all right.
He has a good slap shot. First and second with one out. Gonzalez at second, Redmond at first. 2 balls, no strikes. Those RBIs are fine, but Luis's job is to get on base. .2-0 from Reams is a strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, that actually was an interesting topic last year for Luis Castillo, because the previous year his RBIs were so low. He had a great year for a leadoff man, yet everyone talked about the few RBIs. So he focused a little more on the RBIs last year, helped himself in that area, but the on-base percentage went down.
Good eye at the plate now. It's 3-1. And it's T.J. Tucker, the right-hander, and Ed Vosberg, who's been around for about, 38 years or so.
Trivia, Ed Vosberg, a part of the 1997 Marlins championship team.
And one of the last guys to make this Expos roster here in 2002. 3-2. Full count now. We'll see if the runners will be moving. I would assume so. And Michael Barrett reminding his defensive mates of the situation. And a lot of strategy played out here tonight.
What you have to do as a runner here is just make sure you don't get picked off. You just want to be on the move. And you're banking that Luis Castillo is going to make contact.
Not moving. Chopped into the dirt. This is going to be a tough play. No play. Yep. You called it earlier. You called it earlier, partner. Just pounded into that dirt.
Well, years ago, growing up in Los Angeles and following the Los Angeles Dodgers, one of Jeff Torborg's former teammates made a living getting base hits like that, Maury Wills. No chance at all.
So nowhere to put Wilson.
Boy, this is one of those situations, Layne, where you can really break open a ball game. Close ball game right now, 2-1. You can really break things open right here with Preston Wilson.
And he rips it down the line, but foul. Got good wood on it. It's Alex Gonzalez at third. Mike Redmond at second. And Luis Castillo at first. Only one hit in the inning. An error, a hit batsman, and an infield single. And now Reams ahead in the count, 1-2. Preston just trying to stay out of the double play ball here. And you mentioned about, breaking it open. You got to get at least one here in a tight ball game. High fly ball left field. It's got a chance. It's a grand slam. That's how to bust her open, huh?
How about that for breaking it open?
Preston Wilson with a granny. It's 6-1.
That's right, Preston. Don't think like a number 2 hitter. Think RBIs. Think like a power hitter. Got himself a nice little breaking ball that stayed up. Up and out over the middle of the plate, and Preston certainly took advantage of it.
So 4 runs on 1 swing for the Marlins, and it's time for the singular wireless call to the bullpen. Don't go anywhere. The Marlins with a 5-run lead.
In 1998, Marlboro Cigarettes voluntarily took down all of their advertising in Senegal, Africa, and kept it down. Until the President of the United States left. What the tobacco industry says they don't do, they just don't do in the U.S.
Tina? I knew it would be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
fridge is broken.
Refrigerators, washers, and dryers on sale. Get 0% financing plus free delivery and a price match guarantee on the top 6 brands. Only at Sears. Where else?
Well, the hero of the moment for the Marlins is Preston Wilson. And he's making Jeff Torborg look like a genius in the first game. The number 2 hitter with a grand slam off Britt Reams, and it's 6-1 Florida.
Preston Wilson's 3rd career grand slam, his first as a number 2 hitter.
So it's the veteran left-hander Ed Vosberg now to work against Cliff Floyd.
Veteran is correct, Len, in his 20th professional season.
And Cliff Floyd swings, and it's a long fly ball, but it's going to be caught. Just had a bit of a slice to it, and Brad Wilkerson caught up to it.
Now there's a look at the veteran. As you mentioned, a late entry to this roster, but added to that bullpen along with Graham Lloyd, big left-hander, so a couple of lefties. But Ed Vosberg called on in special situations, mainly to face just lefties. He'll get a chance to go after a right-hander in this situation. Looks like it's going to be Eric Owens hitting for Kevin Millar.
Well, Jeff Torborg said he wanted to find a way to get not only Eric Owens but some of his hotter bench players into games early. And this game is not over by any means, but with a 6-1 lead, he'll go with Eric Owens and he'll play in right.
You know, there's a couple of thoughts on this. Is there a small injury to Kevin Millar, or is Jeff Torborg just saying, you know, I'm going to put Owens in to play defense anyway. Let me give him and get him an at bat right here.
Let's hope it's the latter.
Yes.
Into center field, and Bergeron makes the catch. But a big inning here. For a sports update, let's go to our Fox Sports Net studio.
This sports break is brought to you by K-Swiss. Timing a habit at the Fox Network Center, Barry Bonds started his season right where he left off in 2001, hitting 2 home runs at the Giants season opener. 5,000 cheering fans showed up at College Park, Maryland to celebrate the Terps' first ever national championship. And the 49ers have signed former Bears strong safety Tony Parrish to a 5-year, $12 million deal. For all the latest news and scores, stay with Fox Sports Net.
Hi.
Where?
My K-Swiss. With my khakis.
With my shorts. On my left and my right.
I keep them clean and white. On a date with my girl.
On a date with my guy.
No need to ask why. At the beach with my friends.
To the movies on weekends. Wear them with my white.
I wear them with my blues.
When I dress. To impress.
I like them when they're new. K-Swiss. The shoe with the shield.
Everybody's scary movie is back.
Hey!
And this time, they're up to their eyeballs in terror.
Oh my God.
Horror.
I'm not crazy.
And hilarity.
I just came down to get a banana.
Sonic Scary Movie 2.
What's your location?
Just tune to the 100s and order directly with your remote.
I better use my strong hand.
On Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Velocity set. Location DirecTV. All systems are go. Affirmative. The rocket is ready. Roger. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a strikeout. We have a strikeout. 12 minutes past the hour. Outstanding. Hang another K.
Ryan Dempster working in inning number 7. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Lee Stevens. Preston Wilson with a grand slam in the top of this inning to give the Marlins this 5-run lead. 2 home runs for the Fish tonight. They've run the gamut. Solo blast and a grand salami. Eric Owens stays in the game in place of Kevin Millar in right.
Boy, had a good at bat. He lined out but hit the ball sharply in his at-bat last inning.
Lee Stevens, and it's caught by Wilson in center. Florida Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you in part by Acura and the all-new 6-speed 260 horsepower CL Type S. And we have a couple of hellos on this opening night. A happy belated 25th birthday to Stephanie McRae, the wife of Colin McRae, who's the Marlins video coordinator. She's watching tonight in South Florida.
The one thing about Cullen, he can videotape that and keep playing it over and over and over to Stephanie. One other quick hello, we'll get to that during this at-bat of Chris Truby's. I think it's because of all the changes of employees going from team to team. I was talking with Matt Rosenthal, Rosie, down in the visiting clubhouse, who used to handle that same job with the Marlins. He wanted to be sure to say hello to his family, Robbie and Jordan, and his wife Jen.
Out in front of it, Gonzalez looks it into the mitt and makes the play. Well, no matter what happens from here, you can't argue about the night that Ryan Dempster's had. He has been very solid tonight.
And also, Len, when you look back at this ball game when it's over, you can look back at that 6th inning when Bergeron led it off with a double. And Dempster struck out Vidro and Guerrero and got Cabrera to pop up. And that set the stage for the grand slam.
There's a strike, 1-1. 34,351 here at Stadium Olympique.
Tell you what, I personally would like to put a challenge out to the South Florida fans. I would be embarrassed if the crowd here in Montreal tonight is bigger than our opener on Monday night
against these same Expos. Yeah, we hope you come on out. Got a lot of home games in the month of April. After the Montreal Expos come in, the Braves are in for 3. And then the Phillies come in. The 16th, 17th, and 18th. And the next homestand after that, Houston and Arizona. So a couple of teams that made the playoffs last year. Here's a payoff pitch. Fouled away. Only 3 other games in the National League today and tonight, and only 1 other game going on. Called strike 3. We'll talk about those scores in a moment.
Hey, it's me, Peter, but you knew that. Look, I don't know how to say this, but, you know, I need to move on. I mean, you probably noticed that I'm not the same person I was a few months ago. I mean, you have been great, really. I just need to be on my own for a while. Well, thanks for everything, and guess this is goodbye, huh?
The extremely therapeutic Acura TL Type S.
It happens in the blink of an eye. That defining moment in every game. When that moment comes, will you have ice in your veins?
It's here, it's clear. New Gatorade Ice.
Over the years, I've played my fair share of strings. One of my favorites is this Ryobi I got at Tractor Supply. And with a full line of string trimmers, Husky and Cub Cadet riders, leaf blowers, Troy-built tillers, and all the lawn tools you can imagine, it just isn't spring in my yard without a trip to Tractor Supply. You want me to play that one again for you?
Tractor Supply. For 1 acre or 1,000, we'll help you get the job done.
In 1998, Marlboro Cigarettes voluntarily took down all of their advertising in Senegal, Africa, and kept it down. Until the President of the United States left. What the tobacco industry says they don't do, they just don't do in the U.S.
Tom Arnold is the official voice of the fan each weeknight on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. He's joined by John Sally and fellow sports fan buddies in roundtable discussions that get to the bottom of sports news from the day. Don't forget the dares, skits, and 10 feared questions never to ask celebrities. It's the Best Damn Sports Show, period, tonight after the game. It's right-hander T.J. Tucker, the work from Montreal as we move to the 8th. Mike Lowell swings and fouls away the first offering.
Tucker's going to get a little work out of that bullpen in the middle part of games. Those numbers from Tucker last year were at the AAA level in Ottawa.
TJ might have some family and friends watching him in Newport Richie. The 47th, Richie, the 47th overall pick back in 1997. And he gets Mike Lowell here.
Good live fastball that time from TJ Tucker. Just straight at you with some good heat.
Derek Lee, all or nothing tonight. Home run and 2 strikeouts. So he's 1 for 3. And the 1-1 from Tucker. A strike 1 and 2. He's a quick worker. Tucker was recruited as a punter and a place kicker by Florida, but he turned down the Gators scholarship offer to concentrate on his pro baseball career.
Just think he could have been up in Gainesville at the same time as Brad Wilkerson.
Yeah, I'm sure they've talked about it a lot. Fisted foul. Let's take a look at that home run for Derek Lee in the second.
Well, it was a high fastball from Vasquez, and Derek Lee just went straight away center field with a lot of power, and it cleared the wall by a lot.
So the payoff pitch again. Busted his bat. Cabrera takes his time and throws him out. Well, he fought it off, but couldn't put anything on it.
Good lesson for infielders, and Cabrera, of course, a Gold Glover. But when a hitter gets jammed as badly as Derek did, you don't get out of the box very well. So he had plenty of time. He didn't have to pick that ball with one hand and throw on the run. Took his time, scooped it up, funneled it, fired over to first base.
Alex got that 7th inning started. He hit a ground ball to third. Chris Truby with a low throw. Lee Stevens was unable to grab it. So it was an error on the first baseman, and that started everything. Backhanded. Boy, he's a vacuum over there, isn't he? 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. We move to the bottom of the 8th.
If you've got decorating ideas, the place to bring them is your Sherwin-Williams store. For Martha's newest brand, Martha Stewart Signature. Offering oversized punch-out color cards, coordinated color palettes, and 416 colors blended into your choice of Sherwin-Williams paint. Sherwin-Williams quality, Martha Stewart color.
Now that's a good thing.
Ask how? Ask now.
Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Velocity set. Location. Direct TV. All systems are go. Affirmative. The rocket is ready. Roger. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a strikeout. We have a strikeout. 12 minutes past the hour. Outstanding. Hang another K.
It's simple. It's easy. Get the best pay-per-view movies in the comfort of your home with Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV. You can order from a huge selection of new titles every week. With frequent start times and digital technology, you get immediate movie satisfaction any time of day. And you never need to pick up the phone. Just order using your remote. For complete listings, consult your on-screen guide, starting in Channel 100. Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV, the most convenient choice for the newest movies.
Florida Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you in part by GMC. From professional grade people come professional grade trucks. Ryan Dempster looking to become the all-time winningest pitcher in Florida Marlins history. Comes in with 37 wins, tied with Pat Rapp, and he's well on his way. Barrett with a whiff. 0-1. "37 wins and 35 losses for his career. Rapp went 37 and 43. Right field, Eric Owens goes back, and it's gone. A home run for Barrett. He went the other way and hits a solo home run, his first. And there will be a standing ovation for the pinch batter. It's the big cat, Andres Galarraga, who signed as a free agent in the offseason. Boy, they love him up here.
Well, and for good reason, too. Not only was he an exceptional player, a gold glover that hit, that drove in runs, but just a prince of a guy. And the fans showing their respect for Andres Galarraga, who's back.
Well, Galarraga came back from cancer. He had lymphoma. Came back with Atlanta in 2000. Hit .302, drove in 100. Comeback player of the year a couple of years ago, and he split last year between the Rangers and Giants, but I guess in a way he's back where he belongs. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, he had that 5-year stretch with the Rockies too, where he was unbelievable. He had 150 RBIs one year. He had 141 season.
Ball and 2 strikes to Galarraga. And Vladimir Nunez is up in the Marlins pen.
Nunez will see action in this game, and I'm sure Jeff Tolbert would love to see Ryan Dempster get through this 8th inning.
Good battle now between Dempster and Galarraga. If you're looking at statistical milestones, Galarraga goes into this season with 377 home runs, so he's 23 away from 400. And he went around. It's a strikeout for Dempster. 7th strikeout for Ryan. And let's take a look at Gatorade's league leaders. And these are the spring numbers, strikeouts for pitchers. The Expos 3rd, the Marlins 5th.
Yeah, we talked about the way the young pitchers performed in spring training. A.J. Burnett, for one, in his 25 innings, had 32 of those strikeouts.
The Marlins also finished third during spring training in the major leagues, with fewest walks. They only walked 70 guys.
Pretty good combination.
Absolutely.
A lot of strikeouts, few walks.
In tight to Bergeron, 1-2. Brad Arnsberg, the pitching coach, on the left. Josh Beckett in the middle. And it's Bill Robinson, the hitting coach, sitting down behind him on the right. Josh with a little ear infection, but he said today he's feeling a little bit better. That was not a fun flight for him from Huntsville. That pressure.
Not when you have a little ear infection. He was supposed to pitch in that game against Milwaukee in Huntsville.
3-2 now on Bergeron. Michael Barrett led off this inning with a solo home run to right. And that's the first walk of the night given up by Ryan Dempster. And for a guy who led the National League in walks last year, he gets into inning number 8 of his first start before walking his first guy.
And that might be it for Ryan, but what a super job tonight for the Canadian right-hander.
So it looks like he will exit this game, although I'm not sure Mr. Torborg. Yep. He gives him a hearty congratulations. It is time for the singular wireless call to the bullpen. We're in the 8th. It's 6-2 Marlins.
At Rent-A-Center, it's easy to get the stuff you want because everybody's pre-approved. TVs, appliances, furniture, computers. You can get it today. Boom! Just like that.
No credit? Boom! No problem. No credit? Boom! You're in. No credit? Boom! You got it.
Hey, you guys can't say boom. Get your own word.
And now everything in the store's free till payday. Up to 7 days free. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest Rent-A-Center.
How? Nope. Keep thinking.
Free long distance? No roaming. Nationwide. Lots of minutes. Yeah. Of course you have to be on our network, not their network. Ours is someplace.
Don't get trapped. Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
By free, we don't mean without charges. There will be charges when the...
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
Tina?
Hi, you must be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil High Mileage Vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
Well, an awesome performance by Ryan Dempster tonight. He leaves giving up 6 hits, 2 runs. Struck out 7, walked only 1 man. And it's Vladimir Nunez now to work. And Jose Vidro puts one foul just past first. Not by much.
Well, we talked about those nice spring training numbers of the pitching staff. Well, Vladimir contributed to those. Won a couple games, had 9 strikeouts and just the 1 walk in his appearances in Florida.
Nunez has a pretty big repertoire for a reliever, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and I thought it was very interesting when Antonio Alfonseca was traded along with Matt Clement that Jeff Torborg didn't just flat out give a closer role to Braden Looper. He said both guys, Vladimir Nunez and Braden Looper, will work in that closer situation.
Well, it's not only your talent and your stuff, but it's what's between your ears. And from Nunez's standpoint, he has pretty good disposition on the rubber. It's nice to have some options. He's calm, cool, and collected. You need to be that way as a closer. To be honest with you, Tommy, if Nunez wasn't here and they had only Looper, I'm not sure they would have made that deal. I think they felt that they had a couple of good options, whether it turns into a closer by committee or one or the other, in order to make that deal. Just off the corner now, 3-1.
I think there's always going to be a part of Vladimir Nunez that wants to start, but he showed last year that he was much more effective working out of the bullpen.
Well, his job right now is to throw strikes. You've got one out, a runner on, and there he goes. And it's grounded foul, and you have Vladimir Guerrero on deck. And with a 4-run lead, you don't want to let the Expos get back in it with one swing. I think it's safe to say Jose Vidro will be in situations like this all season where the broadcasters say this is a pretty important at-bat with Guerrero on deck. And we had this situation in the 6th after Bergeron led off with a double and Vidro struck out against Dempster.
That's why they want to see Vidro do what he did a couple of years ago in 2000. Hit .330, had 200 hits, 97 RBIs.
There goes Bergeron again into center field. Back goes Preston Wilson, and he's got it. Snow cone, but he made the catch. Well, I hope Preston's okay. I hope he's all right. What a whale of a grab.
Yeah, he's waving everybody off. He's okay. Well, he just wanted to show Peter Bergeron and these Expos fans that he can chase him down too. We've seen the Expos center fielder go back. Now we see Preston, who's already hit a grand slam in this game, concentrate all the way, times his leap, and then his crash into the wall and is able to hang on. Look at the concentration. Then the leap. Whew. Then he looks and takes a quick peek at the wall and is able to hang on and get the ball back in quickly.
That ball hit his palm and rolled right up the glove, and he just squeezed it hard enough to keep it in there.
That's a beautiful play.
Short right. Eric Owens, and it's going to drop in front of him. He didn't want to let it get by him, but it does anyway. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's not in time. Boy, it was close.
Just in between. Eric Owens couldn't get to it, and then you have to lay back. I know fans will look and they'll say, hey, he's got to go after that ball. If you do, then it'll bounce all the way past you, and Guerrero's at third base. You have to make a quick decision on AstroTurf, because if you can't get to it, you know it's going to bounce in front of you real high. Almost got Bergeron at the plate. Unfortunately, that run will be tagged on to Ryan Dempster's line.
And the only walk of the night results in a run. So 2 runs here in the 8th for the Expos. And it's a 3-run game. Tying run now on deck with 2 outs. Cabrera's 1 for 3. Ripped up the middle, base hit. Here's going to be a play at the plate. Here's the throw from Preston. It's up the line and not in time. So it's 6-4. Well, they're hanging around, Tommy.
Well, yeah, they are. They got some guys in this part of the order that can do that to a pitcher, and Nunez has left some pitches out over the plate. They had a fastball that came back, and Cabrera sent it right back up the middle. A good throw, and there's a chance that they get Guerrero at the plate. The throw a little bit offline, and because of that, Cabrera then moved on into scoring position to second base.
So Braden Looper is now up. Brad Arnsberg with a few words for Vladimir Nunez. So this inning started with a solo home run from Michael Barrett. Then Andres Galarraga struck out. Ryan Dempster walked Peter Bergeron. And then Vladimir Nunez got a great defensive play from Preston Wilson in center. And then a double and a single driving in 2 more runs. Boy, Preston really might have saved a huge inning. They've already scored 3. Stevens now with 2 outs. Runner at second.
It's a good pitch for Vladimir to throw to left-handers. That off speed is split. He calls it a changeup, but it equalizes that left-handed hitter.
Nunez, a tough guy to figure out in the scouting reports because of his vast repertoire of pitches and arm angles.
Problem he's had since coming in, though, is falling behind.
Chris Truby waits on deck. They stay on the outside corner and it hits him. That was a bullseye right into that catcher's glove. 2-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nunez a little cautious with Stevens with that base open, but he'd like to get him right here. And Jeff Torborg would like it as well. Here it is. He walked him.
It's a fine line. It's a catch-22. You don't give Stevens a whole lot to hit. First base is open, but all of a sudden now Truby, even though he isn't the threat that Stevens poses, Truby represents the go-ahead run. The tying runs are on base, and Truby represents the go-ahead run.
And we're going to have a pinch runner for Stevens. It's going to be Luke Collier, who was recently acquired from the New York Mets. So Collier the runner at first, and he represents a tying run. the dirt, and they'll both move up. And that'll be a wild pitch on Nunez. This has not been a fun start to his season.
He tried to snap off that breaking ball to Truby. And even Mike Redmond couldn't keep it in front of him.
Chris Truby got off to a hot start last year with the Astros. He was their starting third baseman on opening day, and he had a home run in the first 3 games. Looper continues to work in the Marlin pen. 2 balls, no strikes to Truby. This has been a long bottom of the 8th for the Marlins.
I think one thing Torborg's showing is that he wants these 2 guys, Nunez and Looper, to finish games. And the reason I say that, the absence of a left-hander in that bullpen. We saw Michael Tejera earlier. He'll be more of a middle innings guy. And I know Vic Derensburg he likes to use against certain left-handers.
Two and two.
That pitch just froze Truby, caught the inside part of the plate. Good location.
Fair ball. Mike Lowell with the throw in the dirt. Derek Lee grabs it out of the dirt and saves the inning. That would have been a tie ball game if he hadn't made that play.
Shelly, listen, it's Greg. I'm at the dentist. Yeah, okay. Shelly, I want to come into work. They don't know what I've got. I have a tooth. Scratching, rashing, 24-hour, like, mumps. What else can I have? I am really sick. Both ears gone. Really bad haircut. I'm in traction.
The Acura MDX with torque managing 4-wheel drive.
I was eating waxed fruit this week. No.
Taking the SUV to a place it's never been before.
It's time to play. Tina?
Hi, you must be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
Dehydration. It can't be predicted. It can be prevented. Nothing has been tested and proven to hydrate athletes better or faster. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Boy, how many times have you heard us talk about Derek Lee as a possible Gold Glover? He shows it day in and day out. Mike Lowell makes the backhanded play, but his throw is low. And Derek Lee gets a tough hop in between. That wasn't one of those short hops. That was a tough one. Both runs would have scored if he doesn't pick that ball. He picks it, And the Marlins get out of the inning and hang on to a 2-run lead.
6-4 here in the 9th. Are they all like this? Edge of my seat here.
Few changes. Galarraga stays in the game. We saw him as a pinch hitter. He'll play first base. Collier, who pinch ran for Stevens, comes in to play third base for Truby. And Hergis, who comes into the game, he'll bat in that Truby spot, the batting order.
Matt Hergis acquired from the Los Angeles Dodgers on March 19th. And he could end up being their closer. They got a couple of guys, Scott Strickland and Matt Hergis, who can close. It's 3-0 to Mike Redmond. Love to get a couple of runs here as insurance. Tim Rock Raines on deck.
Well, wait till you hear the hand he gets when he gets announced as a pinch hitter.
And he'll bat with a runner on. So let's hear the hand Tim Raines gets.
Straight years for the Expos, Tim Raines had 70 or more stolen bases. 10 full seasons wearing the Expos uniform.
And he's 42 years old. And he takes strike one. He'll turn 43 on September 16th. Mentioned earlier, 3 other games in the National League. The Giants beat the Dodgers 9-2. Barry Bonds with 2 home runs. Milwaukee over Houston 9-3. There's a base hit to right. Redmond will hold at second. And the Marlins have 2 on with nobody out. 4th inning, it's Arizona 9, San Diego nothing. Hey, individual tickets for the Marlins 2002 season are on sale now. Prices start at just $4 for adults, $2 for kids. Purchase your tickets at the Pro Player Stadium box office or visit FloridaMarlins.com today. Marlins, it's time to play.
Yeah, I remember early on in the spring there were some struggles for Tim Raines with the bat, but Jeff Torborg knew that he was going to be his premier pinch hitter off the bench. What's he do? His first appearance of the year, slaps a single to right field.
The pinch hitter deluxe is what his skipper calls him. I'll have the pinch hitter deluxe, 2 Cokes and a large fry.
Supersize that and I'll have the same thing.
I guess a Royale with cheese, you would call it up here, right? In French. You know, nobody in the truck has figured out what in the world I said in our open in French. I don't know what I said, but the guys here fed me a line. I think it worked. Two strikes on Castillo.
Well, another one of those situations. We saw it earlier in the game with an error, a hit batter. The Marlins were able to capitalize, and eventually Preston Wilson hit the grand slam. At the time, a 2-1 lead became a much bigger lead, a 6-1 lead. Here's another one of those situations. You'd love to go to the 9th inning with even more than just the 2-run lead.
If it stays at 2, it'll be a fascinating call for Jeff Torborg. Will we see Braden Looper in a save situation, or will we stick with Vladimir Nunez, who really labored in the 8th? Yeah, he's out. That's right.
And Nunez is out, and Looper has been warming up. So he's been throwing down to that bullpen since this inning started.
That's right. Tim Raines hitting in that 9 spot as a pinch hitter.
You're just used to those spring training games.
I know.
With guys hitting in all kinds of spots.
I'm all over the place. You may notice that Castillo's batting stance is opened up from last year. He was closed last year and had real trouble with those inside heaters. They tried to open him back up this year.
Took a lot of called third strikes because of that last year. Bill Robinson had looked at video of last year and the year before. It's a tough adjustment. I think Bill Robinson would like to see him maybe even open up a little bit more. But right now, he, as Bill will say, hey, the hitter's the guy who stands up there 60 feet 6 inches away. He has to be comfortable and feel comfortable with what he's doing.
Bill Robinson, a long 16-year career as a major league outfielder. That's Dick Pohl, the Expos pitching coach, making a trip to the mound.
Bill Robinson, another one of my many former teammates. Spent some time with Robbie in Philadelphia for a couple of years.
Yeah, you'll probably see some old teammates in Philly this weekend.
Absolutely. We'll see if Larry Bowa gets fired up over the weekend. Actually, the game on Friday is the Phillies home opener because they're in Atlanta right now.
They'll have a very good crowd for that one. And that'll be a 3:05 start at the Vet. Called strike 3.
Well, we talked about that, and that's another reason that Bill Robinson would like to see Louis a little bit more open so he can get a better handle on that inside pitch. But not a good at bat. He failed in the bunt attempt, and then he took the called third strike. Now it's up to Preston Wilson again.
Well, he had the big blow in this game, a grand slam in the 7th off Britt Reams to give the Marlins at the time a 6-1 lead. He's had a pretty good night, huh? Offensively, defensively.
Yeah, highlight catch in center field. A grand slam.
And let's take another look at that 4-run round tripper.
Britt Reams tried to drop that curveball on the outer part of the plate. Missed his spot, but Preston found his.
Preston had some struggles last year that have been well documented. Now, we talked about this a little bit during spring training, but the middle of that lineup, and I mean the defensive alignment, Charles Johnson when he comes back, Castillo and Gonzalez up the middle, and then Preston in center. Those are 4 pretty big keys for this club. We know what they can do defensively. It's a sign of a good ball club when you're strong up the middle. Expos are pretty strong up the middle defensively. And as Alan Trammell told me, hey, that's where all the balls are hit. You know, most of the balls are hit at least. Shortstop, second base, center field.
Yeah, Trammell and Whitaker. Pretty good combination for a few years.
Well, they started to head for the exits in the bottom of the 8th, and then the Expos rallied, so they're hanging around here. They have put on their jackets, but much of this 34,000 plus audience is hanging around. And the 1-2 offering to short, Cabrera, Vidro, and not in time to get Wilson.
Well, because of that turf, you see the frustrated look in Orlando Cabrera. He backs up, the ball takes that hopping. He has a little trouble getting it out of his glove. It was just that little bit of hesitation that allowed Preston to beat it out, keep it from being a double play, and that's huge because it allows Cliff Floyd to come up.
And they're at the corners now with 2 down. Galarraga holds on Wilson at first. And the pitch high and away. And Barrett wants timeout. The Expos have used 5 pitchers tonight. And again, Britt Reams gave up that grand slam, but if we go back to the 7th, he was victimized by an error to lead off the inning. Then he hit Mike Redmond. Then after a strikeout of Ryan Dempster, Luis Castillo with an infield single. I mean, he pounded it into the ground and it didn't even get past the pitcher's mound. That's how the bases got loaded. So they played little ball and then got the long ball. And it looks like they're going to walk Cliff Floyd on 4 and take their chances with Eric Owens.
Well, Frank Robinson, in his Hall of Fame career, 586 home runs worth, knows what it's like to be pitched around in this situation. Puts a little pressure on the pitcher, though. Remember, Herr just walked the leadoff man in this inning, Mike Redmond. So all of a sudden now he has no place to put Eric Owens. And that's one of the things you have to plant in your mind when you're a hitter in this situation. Hey, the pressure's on the pitcher. He's the guy that has to throw the ball over the plate in the strike zone.
They don't have the intentional walks listed in the Expos media guide, but in his career, Frank Robinson walked 1,420 times. He was in the 70s and 80s just about every year in walks. And for a guy who had 586 homers, 1,420 walks, 1,532 strikeouts. So he struck out just a little bit more than he walked. That's pretty good for a power hitter. One of the greats, Frank Robinson. There's Mike Redmond at third. Preston Wilson at second. And the former Expo Cliff Floyd at first. Vidro backs up and makes a play. We move to the bottom of the 9th. Marlins up 2.
Announcing free long distance and free roaming.
A couple of steps forward.
All you have to do is be on our network, or it becomes somewhat less than free.
Little to the right.
How big is our network?
Not that far.
It's nationwide.
One step back, please.
How wide is nationwide? Well, it depends on where you are in the nation. Some nations are smaller than others.
A little to the left.
And that's true anywhere in America.
Perfect.
Heard enough? Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple. Where's anywhere? Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
It happens in the blink of an eye. That defining moment in every game. When that moment comes, will you have ice in your veins?
It's here. It's clear. New Gatorade Ice.
The fridge is broken.
Refrigerators, washers, and dryers on sale. Get 0% financing plus free delivery and a price match guarantee on the top 6 brands. Only at Sears. Where else?
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Florida Marlins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Florida Marlins Baseball Club. Along with Tommy Hutton and Craig Minervini, Len Casper in Montreal, and Braden Looper in game number 1 is in a save situation.
Well, over the last 3 years, Braden Looper has appeared in over 70 games. Last couple of years, he's had 5 saves. This is an opportunity for Braden Looper, one that he's anticipated and hoped for. Here's a chance for him to take charge and have some of those situations, if not all of them, save situations, as opposed to the last 3 years coming into more of an 8th inning situation for him.
So 5 of the Marlins' 6 runs coming via the home run. The other one, an RBI double by Mike Lowell in the 6th. So here we go. Wilkerson, Barrett, and Galarraga. And with a 2-run lead, you just don't want anybody on base. Keep that tying run on deck. Throw strikes. Right now it's 2-0.
Of course, the thing that Braden worked on in spring training, he tried to come up with a little different pitch. It's not much different than his slider. It's more of a cut fastball, though a little harder. But he needs to throw it over the plate.
Ryan Dempster gave up 3 runs in 7 1/3 innings of work. And Vladimir Nunez had a tough 8. Got a couple of outs. He was charged with 1 run. And now Looper tries to close it out. The producer of Florida Marlins baseball here on Fox Sports Net is Jeff Brenner. And there's ball 4. Jim Holly's our director. Ken Lee is our graphics producer. Great to have him with us here. First of 96 telecasts on Fox Sports Net. And when you add the Marlins television network, we'll be with you 150 times here in 2002. So it'll be a daily occurrence, just about.
Or a nightly occurrence.
Or a nightly occurrence, yes.
Hey, another reason the importance of trying to get the first 3 hitters, which Braden is not able to get the first one. Once the Expos get a couple of men on base, now it's back to the top of the order. And then you always have that number 3 hitter in their lineup lurking, Vladimir Guerrero.
Barrett didn't mean to, and it's a fair ball into the corner, and Manny Acta is going to hold the runner at 3rd. Wow.
Number 1, I can't even believe Barrett started a swing, given the fact that Braden Looper walked the hitter before him on 4 straight pitches. Not taking, he goes after a pitch that would have been a ball, tries to check his swing, and drops it into fair territory down that right field line. That would have been a ball. He checks his swing and comes up with a double. So Barrett homered to right field in the 8th inning, gets a big double here. Some concern. I think if you saw Eric Owens when he went over to field that ball, you saw some liquid refreshment come onto the field. Now there's some other things being tossed onto the field. I actually see some bottles being tossed out there. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Unfortunately, one idiot starts it, and then a bunch of them follow, and Frank Robinson's trying to clean up the mess down there. Now we're going to get another pinch hitter here. It's going to be Henry Rodriguez to pinch bat for Andres Galarraga. And now the staff down there is going to clean up some of this debris. Well, you know, Tommy, as you see Michael Tejera down in the Marlins bullpen, in a lot of ways it's been a fun night tonight. Nobody knows what the future holds for the Expos, but when you have all this other junk that goes on here, it just kind of ruins the atmosphere.
Well, that's right. Yeah, it's been a fun night in some ways. It's been an ugly night in some other ways.
And Frank Robinson's running out there himself.
Some of the things, I say some because I did see some bottles being thrown, might be O. Henry candy bars, because when Henry Rodriguez was here, very popular, had a couple of outstanding seasons as an Expo.
And I think this is a smart thing by Frank Robinson. And, you know, you never want to have the manager in a tight game and an exciting ninth inning to have to do this, but
well, there's a man who last year was in charge of discipline.
Sometimes it takes somebody that people will listen to go down there and end it.
And if these fans don't respect what Frank Robinson's telling them, they don't deserve a ball club here next year. The problem is you have a lot of fans out here tonight that will never come to another game, and probably haven't been to a game in a number of years.
Well, and from the Marlins' perspective, what Frank Robinson's doing is a classy thing, because he's trying to protect the Marlins guys down there too. He doesn't want Eric Owen's to have to deal with that stuff either. It's supposed to be a baseball game, not dodgeball. Oh, by the way, the tying runs at second base with nobody out. As we try to get back to baseball here, and Braden Looper and Mike Redmond now talking on the mound. And it'll be Rodriguez and then the top of the order. Nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. It has been quite a night here in Montreal.
Boy, this is power against power, because Henry Rodriguez is an excellent fastball hitter. And to zero in on that even more, a good low fastball hitter.
Bergeron's on deck. Couple of doubles for him and a walk. He's had a good night. Fouled away, 1-2. Rodriguez signed a minor league contract prior to this year, and again he made the club when Felix Jose decided to play in Japan. His big year came in Montreal in 1996, 103 RBIs, 36 homers. And the strained back muscle that bothered him all of last year kept him to just 5 games with the Yankees. Two and two. the tension with a knife. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled away.
Braden Looper has to live downstairs. Right now, most of his fastballs have been up in that strike zone. And if they're up and out over the plate, a little easier for Henry to get to. If he's going to stay up there, he's got to stay more middle in.
Got him. Big strikeout for Looper.
More in that area. The pitch that's away, you can get to, you see it a little better. But Henry's a little slower on the trigger than he once was. Once Braden got that pitch in that area, he didn't have a chance.
Now it gets a little scarier. Bergeron's had a good night and he can run. And he is the potential winning run. Slap foul.
So far, he's done his job tonight. A couple of doubles, a walk, scored a couple of runs. And again, that's what they need him to do. 87 strikeouts, just 28 walks last year for Bergeron.
All right, now, how do you approach this 0-2?
I think the way he's throwing his heat, he doesn't even have to waste one.
Yeah, go right at him. You got Vidro and Guerrero on deck.
But his fastball really has some movement now, too. That's the kind of movement it has. It's even tough to handle as a catcher.
A little smile from Braden.
Charles Johnson, Ramon Castro, and Mike Redmond will tell you it's not an easy staff to catch.
That's Wilkerson at third. And Barrett at second. And Bergeron stays alive. Partner, I'm nervous.
Whew. Well,
what an opening night, huh?
Yeah, well, just try to keep them all at this level the rest of the year.
Oh, man. This has been a fun one to watch tonight. A lot more fun if the Marlins can get out of here with an opening night win. 2-2. Just off the corner, 3-2.
Might have been a little high, too.
Jose Vidro will bat next. Got him on strikes. Back-to-back Ks, and the Montreal Expos are down to their final out.
There's no mystery to what Braden Looper is coming after these hitters with. Hard stuff, with movement. And he's been able to get a couple of big outs and strikeouts in Rodriguez and Bergeron, and gets a little bit of a sigh from Jeff Torborg. One more to go, though. This guy's tough to strike out, Vidro.
I don't even want to tell you who's waiting next.
You have to wonder if the right shoulder blade, which Vidro was hit on by a pitch that really bothered him, you have to wonder if that affects his swing. That's his front shoulder.
Here's the 0-1. Ball and a strike. Yeah, you don't mess around here. even with that open base. You got to go after Vidro. Jeff told us yesterday he just doesn't want the big guy to beat him. 2-1. And you know Vidro's going to be selected.
Where you have to just get back and not try to overthrow everything. Every time Braden Looper tries to throw that fastball maybe 2 or 3 miles an hour harder, he gets it up higher in the zone.
Big pitch here. 3 balls and a strike. 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs. 9th inning. And now it's 3-2. The way the last couple of innings have gone, you just knew it was going to come down to a full count.
And it's come down to this, a full count with Guerrero on deck.
Crowd getting up here. And the pitch. That'll make the seats.
We got one rocking, we got one pacing.
Up the middle, base hit. Here's the throw to the plate. And we're tied. Jose Vidro with a 2-run single. Well, now you got to get to extra innings, and they're not going to touch Vladimir Guerrero. No chance.
It's almost like when Vidro took second on the throw, which I think you really have to be careful. I don't think Preston had a play at the plate at all. And because the throw allowed Vidro to go to second, it's almost like, though, with first base open, taking the bat out of Guerrero's hands. So it's going to be up to Cabrera, or we'll go to extra innings.
So a walk, a double, 2 strikeouts, and a 2-run single. And the Expos have scored 5 over the last 2 innings to erase a 6-1 deficit.
Well, they've scored most of those. One being tagged on to Ryan Dempster's line off the 2 guys who are supposed to be battling for the closer role. Neither has shown as if they want to take over that job.
And the last 3 run scoring hits for the Expos have come with 2 outs. So Ryan Dempster will be unable to pick up his Marlins leading 38th win.
And that's a shame.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, you just got to get a win however you can get it now.
Ryan Dempster in 7 1/3 innings, just 6 hits and 3 runs, 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk. He deserved better.
Down the right field line, and it's foul. 10 hits for the Expos. The Marlins have 8. Ball and 2 strikes now to Orlando Cabrera. Winning run at second base with 2 outs. Into right field, back goes Eric Owens, and this ball game will end. The Expos have come back to win it. Montreal gets 3 in the 9th off Braden Looper. Boy, tough way to lose this one tonight.
Yeah, and one of the reasons being there were so many good things that happened, to start with the performance of Ryan Dempster. Derek Lee's home run is tremendous play at first base. Preston's grand slam. There's a breaking ball, a slider, a cutter, and Cabrera just stays with it and got enough of it to send it well over the head of Eric Owens.
So they're on their feet here in Montreal. A standing ovation for the Expos, who beat the Marlins 7-6. Stay with us. We'll have more to come from Montreal in a moment.
All right, let's see here. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. A real fixer-upper for artistic creative types. Formal dining room with sweeping staircase. Oh, honey, a fireplace. Doesn't that sound fabulous?
We'll take it.
The new 6-speed Acura CL Type S.
At Rent-A-Center, it's easy to get the stuff you want because everybody's pre-approved. TVs, appliances, furniture, computers. You can get it today. Boom! Just like that.
No credit? Boom! No problem. No credit? Boom! You're in. No credit? Boom! You got it.
Hey, you guys can't say boom. Get your own word.
And now everything in the store's free till payday, up to 7 days free. Call 1-800-205-2005 for the nearest Rent-A-Center.
Pow.
Nope, keep thinking.
Tina?
Hi, you must be Todd.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle reduces oil consumption and restores the performance of older engines.
Hey, free long distance? No roaming. Nationwide. Lots of minutes. Yeah. Of course you have to be on our network, not their network. Ours is someplace.
Don't get trapped. Get Singular Nation. Never pay long distance, never pay roaming. It's that simple.
By free, we don't mean without charges. There will be charges when the...
Self-expression is simple with Singular Nation.
Bob, to return status.
I'd like to return Montreal.
But you got a receipt or anything?
Oh, hold on a second. Oh, no. Hey, did I leave the receipt in the car? Well, can I exchange them for something?
I got a Bronx Little Leaguer.
How old is he? 11.
11.
Copy commentary highlights the best damn sports show period.
The national champions return. Watch the Miami Hurricanes at the Orange Bowl on April 6th for their spring game. You won't believe what else is in store. Get autographs from last year's stars and this year's hopefuls. Select your season ticket seats for the 2002 season. Take a tour of the Hurricane locker room, interactive games, food, and plenty of fun. For more information, log on to hurricanesports.com or call 1-800-GO-CANES.
Florida Marlins baseball on Fox Sports Net has been brought to you in part by Singular Wireless. What do you have to say? By Pennzoil, we're driving protection. And by Cadillac, bold vehicles defying convention. Cadillac, breakthrough. Well, our Chevy player of the game goes to Orlando Cabrera, the Expos shortstop. He came up with the game-winning hit with 2 outs in the ninth.
Well, they weren't going to let Vladimir Guerrero hurt them. They put him on base. Cabrera picks up his 3rd hit of the game, had 2 RBIs in the ball game. Remember, 96 RBIs last year for the Gold Glove shortstop. Only one National League shortstop had more RBIs than Cabrera. That was Rich Aurelia, the San Francisco Giants. So Cabrera's base hit drove home Vidro, who had a huge base hit that tied the game off of Braden Looper in the 9th inning. A big win for the Expos in front of a large crowd, 34 plus.
Well, let's talk about the good stuff. Preston Wilson with a home run, good defensive play. You get a grand slam from him. Derek Lee with a solo home run. Ryan Dempster with a good night tonight. But the bullpen in the 8th and 9th just couldn't hold it tonight. And wins and losses are what it's all about.
Well, that's right. You forget about all those good things because of what the bullpen did in the 8th and 9th inning. Vladimir Nunez and Braden Looper, a couple of guys who are trying to get that closer's job and nail it down. And instead of Jeff Toberg using a committee, I think he might want to use one of those guys and not both of them. Neither one of them pitched like a closer that you'd like to see out there all the time tonight.
So big start for A.J. Burnett tomorrow night. Radio only. We're back on the air on Thursday. Thanks for joining us here at Olympic Stadium. Be sure to catch more of the Marlins and Expos Thursday at 7 right here on Fox Sports Net. Coming up next, it's the best damn sports show, period. For Tommy Hutton, Craig Minervini, and our great crew in Montreal, Len Casper saying so long. Final score tonight, Montreal 7, Marlins 6.